Hello? Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Mortal Empires. I just wanted to check audio real quick, make sure everything's good on that front. So as soon as you start hearing me talk, let me know that you can hear me. And we'll get this thing popping. So welcome to Mortal Empires. I am going to be playing Archaon the Ever-Chosen for at least a little bit here. I'm not sure exactly everything we're going to do on the stream. I'm going to be pretty much open to what you guys want to see. I want to play some multiplayer with Turin. Unfortunately, he's had some really weird issues over the last couple days with his internet, and it keeps crashing. Static, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of static, dude. As long as it's not, like, really super loud, just turn your volume down a bit, and it should be alright. Yeah, so Turin's had some internet issues over the last couple days, and he keeps crashing, like, just randomly. So I want to do multiplayer with him, and that'd be super fun, but I don't know that we're going to be able to do it. He's going to go to his internet service provider and try to figure that issue out. And hopefully that all gets sorted out so we can play some games on stream. If not, that's going to be okay. I have a ridiculous amount of replays against Turin and Ninjahund that I can jump into, and we can do some of that. We can basically go into a replay and just show off gameplay and talk about the meta and how that might evolve. Lots of gameplay there that we can do. We can do some Archaon campaign, and I'm also open to doing another campaign. Now, the interesting thing about that is that currently I am playing with Chaos. I'm in Ulthuan. This is the only campaign I've actually done on Mortal Empire so far. So we could start from a turn 1 campaign if you guys really wanted to see something else. I'm a little hesitant about Chaos simply because they don't have all the changes in the Foundation update that were really good for the faction, like sack and raise in one turn and all that. So we'll get to play plenty of battles here, but there's no Empire management or anything like that. It's kind of very straightforward campaign, but it's the only unique, interesting position I'm in a campaign right now because I haven't played any other ones. So it's kind of a trade-off. Like, there are other factions that are more fun in campaign for sure, but Archaon is what he is. And this is a pretty interesting start position that we're in right now because we're on turn 50 and we're invading Ulthuan. We're moving towards Lothern right now. So we will start out with the Archaon campaign for now, and then if you guys are bored of it, just let me know and we'll shift to something else. We can definitely do replays. We can do some multiplayer gameplay if I can get Turin under my control, and we'll do that. So right now, Archaon the Ever-Chosen has a pretty powerful army. We've got a very good economy going in terms of our total favor. Only a little bit into the red, and that's nothing. You can easily run a 2,000 or 3,000 favor deficit every turn and not really be in trouble there. Got a bunch of Warriors of Chaos. He has some great buffs to them. We have 2 Chosen with great weapons, a Chosen with halberds, and what changes did they do to Chaos in the Norska patch? Okay, so there was a lot of stuff. You could sack and raise in one turn, which is pretty big. They made your replenishment way faster, which is one of the most annoying things about the Chaos campaign without the Norska patches. You can see right here, it's going to be, how many turns until this thing, actually, it's going to be 8 turns until my Chaos spawn is back to full strength. That's ridiculous. Again, this is what happened. This is basically the state Chaos was in when the game first came out in terms of their campaign mechanics. In terms of their melee stats and everything, a lot of that was changed in Mortal Empires. A lot of really good changes, actually, that I think are going to make multiplayer a ton of fun. But in terms of the actual mechanics, it's kind of far behind right now, right? So that part kind of sucks. The replenishment is not fast. There are ways to mitigate that somewhat with our skill tree. Like, we can work towards, I think he has, yeah, dark... no, actually, he doesn't even have... Archaon literally doesn't even have the same replenishment bonuses that a lot of other factions have in game 2. So, I don't know. I don't know that we'll stick for this Chaos campaign for too long. But we'll work on some battles right now, play a few, kill some high elves, and then we'll move on. So we're going to just end the turn here and work on it from there. So, like I said, when I was playing this campaign, the Archaon campaign, it took me 20 turns to sail from Bearsingling Camp all the way in the northeast of Norska, basically right next to the Chaos Waste, all the way to the northern part of Ulthuan. We landed on the Shrine of Cain, which is where Anarion the Defender drew the Sword of Cain and doomed his line for all eternity, and where he basically became the ultimate badass, because Anarion was a god in melee. He was basically a god of the Elves. He was, in a lot of ways, Azurian incarnate, right? Because he stepped through the flames of Azurian, he became the rightful Phoenix King, and he was a good elf before that. He was a good person. And then afterwards, after he drew the Sword of Cain, he became basically corrupted by the god of murder, became much more bloodthirsty, and his entire, basically his entire outlook on life changed. And he became, I wouldn't say evil, but a lot more bloodthirsty, a lot more negative on his outlook. And that helped him, honestly, because he was able to basically slay an entire demonic incursion and save his people. But he doomed his own line of Tyrion and Teclis, in that exact same stroke when he drew it for the first time. So letting the Lord, or the God of Murder, into your heart for the first time, probably not ideal, but it was kind of a very terrible spot to be in, because their entire Ulthuan and the world was being consumed by a demonic invasion. So he needed to do stuff like that to basically keep his people alive. So right now, we're going to move forward here, move towards White Peak. We are at war with Tiranoc. And we're going to move on this. I guess we could just fight this battle right now. I'm going to get one more turn of encampment. We're going to let Crown the Conqueror level up here, so let's take a look at his stats. I don't want to upgrade to a Chaos Steed just yet, because we've got, well, for one, I want something to anchor my line when I actually climb walls, which I'll be doing a lot of. In Lothern, especially when I attack the capital city of the High Elves, I'm going to need someone who can provide that leadership bonus while I'm climbing up the wall. So I don't want to put him on a Chaos Steed, because then he'd have to go through the gate, and I want someone to fight on the walls with me. For the moment, we will make him a little bit better in melee, I think. I'll just go melee attack for now. And next turn, we will attack White Peak and fight a battle there. And this is going to be my first battle of the day, my first load of the day. So, again, without the SSD, first load might be a little bit long, but we'll try to fill it with a little bit of talking. So, welcome to the stream, guys. 375 people watching. Welcome, everybody. In case you're just joining us, we'll be doing some Archaon campaign to begin with. Hopefully, play some multiplayer battles with Turin, who's a very talented multiplayer player, as I'm sure most of you are aware. And then we will jump into some replays if multiplayer is not on the agenda. I have a lot of really good games with both Ninjahund and Turin, and plenty of stuff to analyze and talk about there. So, should be a good time. So, welcome to the stream. Ulthuan is so small now. I don't know about that. It's a little bit smaller than it is in Game 2's campaign, the Vortex campaign, but it's not bad. I don't think it's very small. It's taken, like I said, it took me, well, actually, probably took me about 8 turns just to walk from Shrine of Cain to where I am now. So, I wouldn't call that small, but definitely smaller than it is on the actual full campaign. I can actually zoom out and show you the entire map right now if you guys want to see it. Actually, we can maybe do it right here. Once Vashnar's Conquest finishes up. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it right now. If I tab, you won't be able to get the entire picture, because a lot of it is grayed out. But I wouldn't call this campaign small, dude. That's pretty gigantic. It goes all the way down here where Krottgar and the Last Defenders are. I think Queek Headtakers and Karag Orud, so like right here about. Karag 8 Peaks. And this is where I started the campaign. In Bear Singling Camp. That's a long, long sail through the Sea of Chaos, past Altar of Spawns, and all the way to Ulthuan. Quiet. Are you saying the stream is quiet? Yeah, just let me know if there's any serious audio issues. In terms of our buildings right now, Mound of Blades, we just got that. Minus 5% upkeep for all units. Super important. Very good. And let's move on White Peak and fight this battle. So, yeah, God. The replenishment in the Chaos campaign right now is not good. It's not fun. It takes so long to get your guys back up to full strength. Alright, we're going to fight the battle here. And kill some Azur. I can't stand to see campaign gameplay that's not being performed at maximum efficiency. Well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of efficiency in terms of Chaos, honestly. But if it bothers you, my apologies. I'm probably not going to play this optimally, because optimal campaign gameplay doesn't necessarily make for the best viewing experience anyway. Because optimal would be auto-resolving this battle. I don't have to fight this one, but that'd be pretty boring if I was auto-resolving all my campaign battles, so. Do you think they'll add Albion as a DLC? So that is one of the interesting things about Game 2 in general. there's kind of a dearth of DLC factions they can add. We know that they're going to do Tomb Kings next, pretty much. It's not confirmed, but it's almost guaranteed, given what we know about the map, the fact that they're getting 4 lords, and all that stuff. So I think super likely Tomb Kings before Christmas, maybe early December. I would think around the time frame that the Wood Elves came out. So that's going to be the major race DLC that comes in Game 2. But other than that, we've got Vampire Coast, we've got Albion, like you said, we've got Araby. There's not a whole lot. You can't do Ogre Kingdoms or Chaos Dwarfs. They're not going to do Demons of Chaos. That stuff has to be saved for Game 3. They can't sell Game 3 without it. So I think Albion is on the lower end of stuff that CA is going to want to do in terms of DLC. But it's a possibility. I won't rule it out. I have no idea what Creative Assembly is going to do, because there's so much stuff they can do. But I think Araby makes more sense as a DLC faction. I think Vampire Coast could maybe, although that might be a hard sell. A lot of people say they want Vampire Pirates, but we already have vampires in Game 1. Are people really going to want to shell out cash for another vampire faction? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Kislev, I think, would be Game 3. I don't think that we would see them in Game 2. It just doesn't really make sense with the campaign map. Alright. I thought we were on debug cam, apparently not. Oh, because I played Techless campaign right now, last night, that's why. So we're going to go Warriors of Chaos in a big old line. Probably double line it, actually. But we'll let them be in the front because they are very tanky. 100 armor, silver missile block chance with, let's see, it's 55% missile block. It's really strong. And then our Chosen will be right behind. Our Marauder Horsemen will be out on the flank. And then Warriors of Chaos right here. Halberds out on the flanks as well. And we'll have Archaon in the front to do a bit of Vortex drop-in. Gotta be careful with the Chaos spawn. They're in pretty bad shape right now. They might die if we're not careful. Is Albion in the Mortal Empires campaign map? Yes, but it's not an actual region you can colonize, which is different from what it is in the Great Vortex campaign, which kind of sucks because I think that'd be fun to capture and conquer. I'm not really, I guess they didn't want to put a sub-faction on it, but yeah, I'm not really sure why they felt like they didn't want to put an actual faction on the island of Albion. It's basically just completely deserted, I believe. There's nothing, there's no settlement there. But this is Archaon, Lord of the End Times, the Ever-Chosen. Looks pretty awesome in Game 2, no question about it. There's definitely been a graphical fidelity increase from Game 1 to Game 2. And let's take a look at our Chosen, too. Now, these guys have the flayed skins of their enemies on their shields. That's pretty terrifying. I don't think it comes out at 12 tonight. I think it comes out, like, tomorrow morning UK time. I'm pretty sure. Not 100% positive on that. Someone can confirm in chat. And we have Illyrian Reavers coming up, so let's actually just get a fireball off and see what that does. Well, we can allow ourselves to get shot a bit here as we get a close-up of the fireball ripping through the main line. That was fun. Alright, so that killed 6 or 7 models at least. Let's start moving up now. No reason to let ourselves get shot for that long. I'm going to leave my Chaos spawn in the back because archers could kill that so fast. They don't have a lot of armor, only 10 armor. Let's go, boys. Soon! That's one of my favorite things when they get a command. The entire army just goes soon. It's pretty terrifying. Seeing 2,000 heavily armored Chaos Warriors bearing down on you. And you know what they're going to do with you when they capture you. Some are going to mess with you a little bit sexually for Slanesh. Some are going to give you disease for Nurgle. I cannot wait to get the Marks of Chaos for these guys. It's going to make their campaign so much more interesting and unique. And look at this. They're continuing to focus fire me down, but I'm barely taking any damage. You know what? We're going to stop moving here. Halberds are kind of far behind. If he wants to charge in, he probably could. Illyrian Reavers. Yeah, they're going to charge in. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, big charge up the center, but it doesn't matter, boys. Alright, we need to turn you back onto skirmish mode. Halberd, move out to the flanks. Archaon, we're going to pop Cascading Fire Cloak on the center. Chosen, move up. Crown the Conqueror, you can get in, buddy. Let's start slaying, boys. Yeah, we're just too tanky, honestly. Too tanky. Although they're doing a decent job of focus firing down my Chosen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to outrun Illyrian Reavers. Let's get you... Actually, no, let's just close into melee with them. Finish the cav off. They're the only thing that can actually hurt me. Archaon. There's not a lot of infantry. No, that's not a good idea. We're not going to do that. We can actually try it in the back lines here. We're going to Burning Head the archers and see what kind of damage that does. Die in arcane fire. That did absolutely nothing, which is weird because they're low armor. Usually Burning Head is good against low armor stuff. I don't know why that didn't do anything. That hit pretty good. Alright, we started pushing out on the left flank. Start pushing forward. Marauders move up. Archaon's actually taking way more damage than I expect. Oh, the noble's hitting him. He's on Dorgar, so he's got that bonus for his large. Ouch. Archaon needs to pull out. Alright, and then you guys continue pushing through the center. Engage the Silver Helms out on the right flank. And y'all can just basically... We're going to get a rear charge in with the Chosen with great weapons. And meanwhile, some of the other Chaos Warriors can deal over there. I'm going to need some kind of regeneration with Archaon. I think that'd be nice. There's some really good Chaos items that will grant him some good regeneration. Seed of Rebirth, some potions or something that would really help me. So they don't have to deal with the attrition after every battle. Alright, Chosen getting in there. Get some close-ups, baby. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Dude, there's a reason why he's called Archaon the Never Chosen, right? No, he's actually still really good in campaign. It's more about multiplayer that he's not quite as good. But, yeah, he was getting beat up a bit by that noble, for sure. Took some serious damage there. Silver Helms still don't have a kill yet, which is kind of funny because they've gotten some good charges off. But doesn't matter. Chaos Spawn in the back, not doing anything. We got a nasty rear charge over there on the left flank. Kron the Conqueror, let's take a look at you, buddy. I love the Exalted Hero models. They're awesome. Got that gold helmet going. Yeah, and FPS will be a little bit worse. I mean, it will be worse than my recording simply because when you're streaming, it takes up more resources than anything else. But it really shouldn't be too bad. I think 45 or even 30 FPS is completely watchable when you've got close-ups going on a live stream. I think it'll be alright. Alright, Archaon. We're going to get one more flaming ball off. Chosen, move up. And Archaon's up to 31 kills. You can start fighting them in melee. Get backed up by your buddy Crom. Come on, buddy. Murder him with the Slayer of Kings. That's how we do it. And it's really interesting to see all these Game 1 factions match up against Game 2 factions. I really enjoy seeing the, I mean, basically just seeing the Azur and the Druki and all these Game 2 factions match up with everything that we've been playing with for the last, like, year and a half. It's great. There's some really interesting matchups in multiplayer that we'll get to see on the stream today, which will be fun. Because I had some good games with Ninjahund and with Turin. So plenty of content there. Hey, Indy, since your campaign is so far from your original start point, will that affect the conditions for your quest reward gear? You can teleport to any of your quest battles, so that won't be an issue. That should not be an issue at all. What is their general? Oh, he's just shooting at me. That's fine. Alright, so everything's routing. Yeah, we'll just be able to teleport to all our quest battles if that becomes a thing. I don't know that we'll get any quest battles unlocked this campaign part. Hopefully we will. Put Cascading Fire Cloak on him. He's kind of an edgelord. I love Archaon, but his voice acting in this game is pretty funny. It's very, very I'm super strong and super cool. And I don't think, I think some of the Game 2 voice actors are a little bit more, well, actually, it might be one of the Game 2 voice actors anyway, but the inflection in his voice is kind of funny. He tries very hard to sound cool. Alright, we won. That was pretty easy. No date yet for Norska. That is 100% true. Yep, we don't know yet. I'm thinking it's going to be in November because they're not going to want to hold on for too long. And I imagine they'd already been working on integrating the Norska patch into Game 2 anyway. So I seriously doubt that it's going to be something like the very end of the year that we get it. But I have no idea when we're getting the Norska patch or the Foundation update. It will be really good for factions like Chaos, though, because as we know, they've made so many good changes to replenishment, to their skill trees especially, that really helps the Game 1 lords come up to date with Game 2 content. Are the spells generally working, or are they often sometimes bugged now? Well, like Chariot's moving while rooted. That was a problem actually in game 1 as well. It doesn't happen that often from what I've seen, but it can happen with Net of Amantok too, and it did happen occasionally. I think most of the spells are working well, yeah. Like, there's no question magic in general is much better than it was in game 1. Just the balancing of it in general, the amount of damage vortexes do without being completely overpowered, I think magic just feels a whole hell of a lot better. But yeah, it's one of those things that there's still going to be bugs and stuff, especially in this build. But I think I looked at the patch notes today, and there were a lot of good changes that I didn't even realize CA had made. Even in death, we could take a look at those if we wanted, if you guys want to hear some of them, but I'll avoid doing that for right now. We're gonna go back into in camp. Yeah, see, like Sack and Raise would be really nice right now because it would be like 1 or 2 turns instead of 3 or 4 that we'll be sitting around here. What do you think of the nerfs and buffs to the New World factions? Phoenix Guard, for example, got like -4 melee attack, so that was probably fine. I haven't really played too much with them since that change. They're still really strong. I do know that. Phoenix Guard are really good, so it's probably fine to lower their melee attack a bit. I know there are some other changes. I'm trying to think what else there was. Obviously, tons of changes from game 1. Griffins, lower charge bonus, but more melee attack, more HP. Everything across the board got more HP. We'll do Flaming Sword of Ruin. One of the biggest changes from game 1 to game 2 is that the chance to hit is much lower now. Or I think it's significantly lower, like 10 to 20% lower. So it does make battles last longer. Maybe not as long as some people would like to see, but it definitely is a thing. And then more HP across the board for everything as well, on all unit sizes. So the battles definitely do last longer. Let's end turn there. Let's see here. Wonder who the bigger edgelord is, Malekith or Archaon? Well, I will say I like Malekith's voice acting more. No question about that. Malekith sounds very intimidating. I'm sure the Archaon voice actor is a very good voice actor, but I think he is trying too hard in Game 1's voice acting. It's a little bit over the top, which is fine, because that's what Warhammer is. But Malekith sounds very sinister. Very intimidating. Alright, Cult of Pleasure wants a non-aggression pact. That'd be interesting if we get some kind of love going with them. So they like us because we're killing Tyrannok right now. Let's see if we can be friends with somebody. That'd be kind of funny. Can't trade with anyone, but I'm fine with not having to deal with the Dark Elves invading me at the moment. I've got more than enough to worry about. Now the annoying thing is I've been moving down the western coast of Ulthuan from the Shrine of Cain, but every single settlement that I've raised has been rebuilt instantly by the High Elven AI, which is I don't know what to say about that, right? Like we're working so hard to kill all these guys. We're burning down their settlements, snatching their people up, and they keep coming back like rats. Like, they're honestly playing a lot more like Skaven right now than they are like Azur. So I think the way to change that a bit is to invade Lothern. That will give us so much gold when we actually burn that to the ground. Yeah, a patch note says, fix CA Cinematics team obsession with slaying high elves may require further testing. They know how to meme, no question about that. I do love me some Creative Assembly memes. Alright. So we have 4 chosen. Chaos Warriors with halberds and a whole lot of Chaos Warrior spam. And look at that upkeep. 94 upkeep on these guys. The High Elves can't deal with them this early. We will auto-resolve. And then we will raise. White Peak is gone. And as soon as we start moving southwards more, they'll probably come back and recolonize it. Got a potion of speed, which I didn't really want. I want an HP potion. That would make this health problem not be such an issue. Crown the Conqueror also ranked up. What do we want to give you? Specialist is pretty good, but I don't know that we're using you a lot like an agent. So we could probably go for Assassinate or something else. Or we could just go more melee attack. That's always good. I also have an item. No, not an item. he has poison attacks on this guy, which is why I recruited him. That is insanely good. Look at that debuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it anyway, but for 10 seconds, minus 20% AP missile damage, minus 24% speed, minus 20% AP damage, minus 20% weapon damage. Poison on a duelist is really strong. So if we give him more melee attack, he will be a beast for us. And right now we're working on technology. We finished Unholy Communion and working on Supernatural Prowess. So plus 5 melee attack for all Chaos Warriors and Chosen, which just so happens to be our entire army composition. So that'll be pretty good. Training, yeah, I think training would make sense. We can do that too. For Crom, I think that makes some sense. Next time we level up, we can start doing that. The experience will be really good, for sure. We're only at bronze chevrons for a lot of these guys, which is weird because we've been fighting a lot of battles. So they're not ranking up that quick. So yeah, I think training will help a lot. That's a good idea. We'll do that. Malekith is Bootsy. He's eating at Whole Foods, living in the burbs. Oh yeah. Our limited Phoenix Guard final. Did they get capped in this patch? I didn't notice. I've been bringing them too. Yeah, I don't have a moderator, so unfortunately nothing I can do about that. I haven't seen too much of that so far. Hopefully that doesn't continue happening. Cannot wait to see the whole map under Empire control. That's the thing, right? Like the thing that I'm kind of confused isn't the right word. I don't feel the need to play a full map conquest. Like that's never been my style of campaign. I played Malekith and I conquered Northern Nagaroth and the Chaos Wastes, and I conquered half of Ulthuan with the help of Marathi, and I pretty much stopped there because I won the campaign. I think playing a domination campaign on Mortal Empires, that might get really boring once you get to a certain point, right? Because it's going to take you, even to just beat the campaign period, not even playing domination, probably 300 plus turns because the map's so huge. So for me personally, like, I don't want to paint the entire map my color because the map's way too big. That would take so long. That would literally be like a 200-hour campaign, I feel like. Maybe not that much. That might be a stretch. It could. Some people play slow. I wouldn't consider myself a slow player in terms of my expansion, but sometimes I do like to chill out and not just go battle, because it just kind of wears me out. So we got Savages. Are they on Ulthuan right now? No, they're in Nagaroth. Interesting. Well, actually, right above the Isthmus of Powwoks. Alright, and then that Noble failed here. Yeah, finishing the whole map on Mortal Empires that's tough. Ooh, we got a battle here. We got a battle brewing. I didn't realize we were actually at war with Kalador. I haven't fought them yet. We might get ourselves into a position here where we are completely surrounded by like every elven faction that are all bearing down on us. That could get pretty crazy. I'm not too worried about how this campaign goes in terms of winning it or not, though. I'm not going to complete it, I don't think. It's nice to see the Game 1 factions, because we haven't seen them for a month or so. But I really do think I want to wait till the Norsca patch to play a full playthrough. I think that makes sense. Are you a supporter of Phoenix King Malekith, son of an Arion? I do love me some Malekith. And Finnabar's kind of a cuck. Very much so. Defensive Alliance, yeah, we can do that, Marathi, sure. So yeah, you know what? I can ship Malekith with the Phoenix Throne. I'm okay with it. The End Times storyline for the Elves is bizarre, and one of my least favorite things about the End Times in general. I've talked about it many times before, but I don't mind the End Times overall. There's some really cool stuff from it, but the Elven storyline is a little bit weird. Like, oh yeah, we've raped and murdered and flayed your people for millennia. Yeah, it's the End Times, but are you really gonna want to ally with the people that killed your family? I don't think so. Even if the world was burning around you, I don't know if that's the play. If I was Azur and Malekith became my Phoenix King, I think I'd be jumping ship with Tyrion for sure. Even though Tyrion kind of became a massive dick in the End Times too, because he drew the Sword of Cain, much like Anarion the Defender did. Again, letting the god of murder into your heart can be a bit problematic in terms of your relationship with people. I think even Ilariel, the Everqueen, stopped wanting to bang him after she realized what a dick he was becoming. Yeah, Finnabar's definitely a cuck, dude. His only daughter isn't even his daughter, it's Tyrion's. Aliothra. Embarrassing. We'll move one more turn here. And yeah, this is kind of the issue with the Chaos campaign, right? A lot of sitting around and waiting for replenishment instead of... And a lot of end turn timing, because there's no real economy management or diplomatic management we have to worry about. It's basically just move forward and kill stuff, which, to be fair, is exactly what Chaos is supposed to be, so there's nothing wrong with that, but doesn't necessarily make for the most interesting campaign. So we might play just like one more battle here, and then shift over to multiplayer replays or something. That might be fun. Let me know what you guys want to see. If we move off this Archaon campaign, do you want me to go into the replays? Do you want me to mess with Turin and see what he's doing? I need to check my Discord and see if he's come back. He might be back by this point. I can talk about whatever I want, get stopped, but thank you for your concern, my friend. I know that it triggers some people, but you've had many years to get over it by this point. I think at some point you have to realize, yeah, we can probably talk about it. It's all right. It happened. Whether you like it or not is a different story entirely. That's a lot of Azure Spearmen. All right, I guess they want to defend Vaul's Anvil. It is a more important settlement, but they're conceding Tor Sathai for me. Star Dragons beat Bloodthirsters. That is true lore-wise. Well, I guess it depends on the Bloodthirster. But yeah, I think the average Star Dragon probably will rip the throat out of a Bloodthirster. Maybe not without issue, but can definitely do it. To be fair, though, and let's be honest, Greater Demons in general are in the lore simply to be food for named characters, right? There are very few named Greater Demons of Chaos that actually get stuff done. Most of them are like, oh wow, you're here only because we want this dwarf character to chop your head off. That's pretty much it, because it sounds badass. But when you've been doing that for 20 years, and every Greater Demon that comes your way just gets chopped in half, it becomes a little bit like, maybe you guys aren't quite as badass as you're made out to be. But to be fair, Warhammer is made of... Every single character in this lore is basically a monster, so it's not that surprising. But even the named ones, like Karos Fate Weaver and stuff, get banished to the warp all the time. Nikari, Keeper of Secrets, gets banished 17 times in the lore. Yeah, just auto-resolve that. We'll play one more battle for sure, and then we might bail. Sack that. Oh baby, look at that money rolling in right now. Got so much money at the moment. Besides the main factions, which minor faction do you think will be the funnest to play when FCA adds them? I think Kislev's got to be up there, right? It depends what they do with the ones that we don't know about, right? Araby, for instance, we don't know what CA would do to make them interesting. If CA handles them well, they could be an amazing faction. If they don't, if they kind of make them kind of generic, then they might not be that great. I think Kislev is going to be amazing. No matter what CA does, with what's written there, and then you just add Bear Cav, which they will get for sure, because if Kislev had ever gotten an updated army book in 8th edition, they would for sure have had Bear Cavalry. That makes for a pretty epic roster. You've got Gunpowder, you've got a bit of the Mongol steppe theme going on with the skirmishers, and some of the Droyashki and the steppe people that live in and around Kislev, but then you've got that core of Gunpowder and Halberds and Bear Cavalry. Like, Bear Cavalry by itself, hands down, one of the coolest things in the entire setting. So, I think Kislev would be amazing. Kislev, Bear Cav for the win. Absolutely. So, greetings, your abasement displeases me. Your masters, you want a military alliance, and you're gonna pay me money? Yes, please. Morathi, let's start working together. Alright, send me some biddies. Send me some ladies to, let my warriors get their nut, and then we can figure something out here. Well, actually, you know what? Some of my Chaos Warriors are Slaneshi too, so they're probably into much kinkier stuff than just ladies. There might be some dude on dude action too. You never know with Chaos, right? Like, they can do whatever they feel like it, right? They're into all sorts of stuff. There's some really kinky stuff. I actually started reading Tyrion and Teclis trilogy, and Nikari began his invasion of Ulthuan, and there was actually some pretty graphic stuff in terms of the weird Slaneshi sexual aspect of it that I wasn't really expecting to see in that novel. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, no question. Kind of scary, actually. But yeah, with a military alliance with Morathi, good stuff there. She's probably going to invade Ulthuan very soon, I think. Maybe go towards Tor Anrock. She has Skeggy. Interesting. Okay, she's expanding southwards too. And I actually haven't looked at this part of the campaign map very much, but it's very different from what it was in Game 2. Quite different. So they are going to go back and get back in Tor... What? AI, what are you doing? That was so bizarre. Okay. Yeah, foot fetish. That's the #1 kink in Slaaneshi lore. They're all into feet. Absolutely. Alright. Scaling, Varg, and then Vashnar's Conquest. Vashnar the Tormentor is an interesting character. Well, okay, I can't really call him interesting. He's exactly like every other Chaos invasion ever. He just goes in and tries to kill stuff. But he invaded Lustria, and I believe back in like 6th or 7th edition, he led a Slaaneshi host into Lizardmen territory and fought with them for a while. Eventually got killed, maybe by Krotgar? I can't remember exactly who killed him. If someone knows the answer to that, please let me know on the stream. Are Witch Elves shoeless? I think they are, yeah. I believe they are. But they don't have the black feet like Marathi does. Alright, we'll just auto-resolve this again. So much to think about in terms of the Chaos campaign, right? Move forward, fight a battle, or auto-resolve it, raise. Yeah, Chaos campaign needs a bit of love. For sure. Alright, we're gonna go... Well, he has a big skill tree. What do we have going? We have Horde growth all the way up. So that's going up real fast, which is good. We don't need recruitment stuff, because none of it costs a lot to make. Lord of the End Times, Swords of Chaos. I think we work towards Flamestorm, because that could be very good pretty soon here. We're not going to have Chaos Knights for a bit. Let's go Evasion, and then we can go Flamestorm. And then move towards Vaul's Anvil. That will be a tough fight, for sure. It's a lot of spearmen. And we're going to get the training going. So we're going to start increasing our levels on our Chaos Warriors, which will be good. Why doesn't Crom have the Immortality perk? Thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated. So, we have... Why doesn't Crom have the... it's because it's part of the Norska patch. Or no, that's not right. I think in the Norska patch, the Game 1 factions will get the Foundation update. They'll get their Immortality and some of that stuff in Game 2. Why it wasn't added, I have no idea. I understand CA has their hands full. There are a few things I was confused about why I didn't make it in. But, yeah, I think that Immortality will come in a little bit. Hopefully in November when the rest of Norska and the Foundation update comes as well. No, I'm not giving you a gift, Mazda Mundi. Who do you think you are? They're going to declare war on me very soon. Mazda Mundi, we might fight him. Is he coming to sail towards me? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I would say it. I'm a Norza. Oh god, I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the update, or the donation, dude. Much appreciated. Say Thugnificent. Say my name sexually. What's going on? Yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. 761 people watching right now. Welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining. Again, trying to get Turin on for some multiplayer games pretty soon here, if I can. I'm gonna alt tab in a second. And see if he's messaged me on Discord. And I imagine he's not back quite yet, but I think by 6 or 6:15 he might be able to. If he gets his internet sorted out, we'll be able to play some multiplayer games. The great plan demands bribes. Mazda Mundi is jelly, dude. She wants some of that... Well, I was about to say a thick Marathi action, but to be honest, she's not that thick. Mazda Mundi is thick, though. Let's be honest. Mazda Mundi is a thick boy. Alright. The Dragon Princes of Kalador rally towards me without the Dragon Princes. Are they going to force march to Tor Sathai again? Alright. So, we're not at war with the faction to our immediate north right now. That is good. Because I do not want to fight Illyrian at the moment. And meanwhile, we will move on Vaul's Anvil and fight everybody there. Hey fam, will you have sex with my wife? Yes, no, hit me up. Yeah, dude, sure. If that's what you want. Again, we're all about Slaanesh here, so we're into that kinky stuff. Alright. Archaon, moving towards Vaul's Anvil. Let's fight this battle. Are they in? They're in camp stance right now. This will be a fun one. Pretty big battle, I think. Oh, yeah. And they've got oh, baby. We were actually going to get our hands full with this one. Now, this one is going to lag a little bit because I'm streaming. In a normal playthrough, it wouldn't be much of an issue. We'll probably get like 35, 40 FPS, which should be fine. But, yeah. This should be fun. That's a lot of Lothern Seaguard. That's a bit problematic. This might not be very easy. We might actually... I don't know why the balance bar is so favorable towards us. I don't actually know that we're going to win this. I don't care. Like, we're just going to fight it. I really don't care how this Archaon campaign goes because we're not going to be playing for that much longer. Let's just fight it and see what we can do. That's a lot. That's a lot of Azure Spearmen. Now, the issue we've got right now is that they've all got 45 melee defense, which is quite high, so they're tanky. And that means that the Lothern Seaguard will have a lot of time to shoot it in. And they have 3 or 4 different characters to fight as well. So, we do have Chosen, and Chosen will shred them. But our Warriors of Chaos will win those fights, but maybe not super convincingly. Let's see how it goes. Should be fun. Muster the throng, indeed. We're gonna kill some. We're gonna kill some knife ears, boys. Kill all the knife ears. Do it. And meanwhile, while it's loading, I will check my Discord. All right, it doesn't appear to be back yet. Corn greater than all, dude. A lot of factions that I love in Warhammer, but Blood Crushers, well, rather, no, let me rephrase that. Skull Crushers of Khorne, the Warriors of Chaos version on Juggernauts, are my absolute favorite. I adore them. I adore them. Coolest monstrous cav in Warhammer, hands down. Better than Stonehorns, which are technically monsters, but better than Warnfang Cavalry. Skull Crushers are so badass. I mean, it's a gigantic red demonic mechanical rhino ridden by a elite Chaos Warrior. Hard to get much better than that. Alright. So Chaos Warriors in the front. We want them to soak up that missile fire for sure. Then we'll have... Actually, you know what? I will get one of my Chosen on the main line because they've got missile block chance, which will benefit me tremendously here. And then Chosen, Chaos Warrior. Any overall advice for fighting the High Elves as the Skaven? I'm having a rough time, and the only thing I can think of is to go wider with units. So I've been fighting Skaven a lot for fighting the High Elves as the Skaven. Well, that's interesting. That's actually kind of a tough matchup. I haven't played a Skaven in the campaign yet, but mobility is a pretty good thing for you. Here's the thing, like, Plague Monks and stuff are really good against a lot of factions. Against the Azure, not so much, because they have, I think, 10 armor. Thank you very much for the donation again, dude. Much appreciated. Keep up the good work, son. Your content is impeccable, and the resurgence of Warhammer with all these quality games coming out. Vermintide and stuff. Appreciate it, dude. Very much appreciated for that donation. Alright, so, yeah, to your question. Dealing with High Elves as Skaven. So, yeah, I don't think you want to go Plague Monks because they have super low armor. So if you're playing Skrulk, it's tough. It's actually not a very easy matchup for them. Storm Vermin are definitely the play against the Azure once you can start affording them. They're quite good against the Azure because they have the armor. Sword and Board, especially. Sword and Shield are very, very good against the Azure as Skaven. I don't like the Clan Pestilence stuff too much. I don't even like the Plague Sensor Bears. Even though they're elite, they've got very low armor, so all the archer spam that they have will kind of do a number on you. So yeah, I think Storm Vermin are the way to go on that front, but I don't know where you are in your campaign, so it's a little bit harder to know. Alright. Yes, you're right. Malau was retconned out of existence, I believe, a long time ago, maybe in like 5th edition or something. It was a super long time ago. Let's take a look at their army. So we've got the Azure, some Lothern Seaguard in the front. Oh, I love that color scheme. That is beautiful. The green, that looks really good. And then, yeah, a lot of Lothern Seaguard, and we've got Arathon the Prince. So Archaon will try to close him down and finish him off in melee pretty soon. And we'll need some good vortexes for sure if we want to win this one. No question about it. Alright, let's move up. And definitely going to be doing less of the cinematic shots in this battle because we're going to have our hands full. Alright, 843 people watching. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. We are playing a Archaon Chaos campaign. Chosen with great weapons. Chaos Warriors moving into melee. And looking to kill some High Elves here. Oh, there are going to be a lot of numbers on the field today, boys. Alright. So we're going to get our Marauders out to the flank. Archaon will move up and start casting some wind spells. I think we'll go for Burning Head first. But Flaming Sword of Ruin will be really nice. Getting some additional weapon damage on the front line will be very, very useful. Here come the Chaos Warriors. Plague Claw Catapults, yep, absolutely. If you've got the money for Plague Claw Catapults, if you can afford them, or you have the buildings required to build them, you bring 3 or 4 of those, and any Azure army is going to be very sad, indeed. Yeah, we're going to get the Marauder Horsemen up here. I can't actually flank over on that side. There are going to be a lot of numbers engaging in melee here, so... Ooh, dude, balance bar, look at that. It's actually in the High Elves' favor. Yeah, this isn't an easy fight. Literally, we might lose this game. Hopefully not. But we might lose it. They have a lot of spearmen and a lot of archers. And in low numbers, archers aren't really an issue because we've got that silver missile block chance, 55 missile block chance, like I said. But 55% rather. But there's a lot to kill here. We'll just need some good... I wish I had Flamestorm. We're going to actually move up and cast a spell. See if we can get a good Burning Head down the line. Oh, yeah. Not quite in range yet. Archaon, hurry it up, buddy. Alright, here. We're about to do it. I'm not going to overcast it. Alright, here we go. How much damage is that going to do? Alright, first... Okay, that was good. Half HP, half HP. Half HP! Half HP? Dude, yes, that's a good start to this battle. That's 80 kills. Okay. It's still going, dude! It's still going! It's still going! Oh my god, that was brutal. Yes. That's what we need. Alright, well, hell, why even move up yet? Let's do that one more time. That was amazing. Alright, yeah, they're gonna get their ass moving into high gear now after Archaon got 117 kills with that cast. Alright, here goes. Let's get our Chosen up and our Halberds up as well. Chosen are pretty far behind. We're gonna have to just take the charge from these Silver Helms. Alright. Here come the Silver Helms. We're gonna just brace, and we should be fine. That shouldn't be much of an issue. And then let's get another cast with Burning Head. Right here maybe? Yeah, that was a fun vortex to start this battle. Another. Oh god. Yeah, again, I do, obviously most of you guys know that I do Total War YouTube. For those who don't, normally these battles are not going to lag for me at all. It's just because I'm streaming that it's going to be a little bit lower FPS than normal, so it's just, it takes more resources to play. And let's be honest, this is a big battle, so frankly I'm just going to say get over it. If you don't like the lag, it's not that bad. It's not good. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of lag, but alright. We're going to do Flaming Sword of Ruin, and then Chaos Warriors start pushing up the left flank, and Marauders can start shooting. Oh man, that is getting pretty crazy. Alright, Chosen. What we need to do here is actually silence some of these Lothran Sea Guard and prevent them from firing. So the Chosen and Archaon can push up. We'll have Archaon duel their Lord. Getting a little bit blobby, but that's alright. I think the Cascading Fire Cloak and Flaming Sword of Ruin should help a lot here. Archaon should kill the Lord pretty easy. We're already out of mana, though, which is unfortunate. And then you guys start moving out to the left flank. PC specs. It's a 980 Ti i7 4770K, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Like, it's a good computer for sure. It's still pretty updated, I would say. I don't stream a whole lot though, so there are probably things that I could do to make well, definitely things I could do to make the stream a little bit better quality. Like probably lowering graphics a bit when I'm streaming would probably help somewhat. I don't think this is even remotely unplayable though. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. So Chaos Spawn, where are they? We're gonna get them around the flank as well. And we're gonna do one more burning. Oh, we have literally no mana, dude. Charge depleted. We're completely out of it. Alright. Silverhelm's coming into charge. Let's kill the Illyrian Reavers. Y'all push up. does not have the Slayer of Kings. I don't have the ability yet. We're only on turn 50, so I haven't done his quest battle for that at the moment. Alright. Trickster, Shard, whatever, that's not going to do anything, but we'll pop it down. Yeah, so we just need to basically close down these Lothern Seaguard and finish them off. We're going to get some charges in here. Oh, Silver, yeah, Archaon just murdered, absolutely murdered their lord. So we will get Archaon to start fighting them. He's up to 124 kills. Chaos Spawn, start going. I think we're in good shape here. I mean, this is a big blob fest, obviously. But we're going to just continue pressuring the Lothern Seaguard right flank. Get these guys in. And with the Chosen, yeah, the Chosen are just murdering. Up to 40 kills. Some of them are on skirmish mode, so they're trying to run away. Alright, Archaon. I'm surprised I'm already out of mana. That was only a couple of casts. We're going to go finish off Torrendil, the High Mage. And how am I playing? I have access to Mortal Empires, early access, because I do YouTube for Total War. And we're going to charge in and finish off Torrendil. Those Lothern Seaguard are starting to rack up some kills. 5, 10, 15. But our main line should absolutely hold, bolstered by Kron the Conqueror, who's now up to, it looks like, 45 kills. That does not look good. That doesn't look so good. Oh, Chaos Spawn need to get out. AI is really good about that, dude. They're very good at focus firing down low armored units. So those Chaos Spawn, they only have 10 armor. Definitely taking a beating there, so I'm going to just pull them out. I'm actually not a big fan of them in this campaign, honestly. They just kind of melt against everything that I fought. Chosen are in there. They should murder archers. Meanwhile, oh, you know what? There's more space here than I thought there was. We can get around the flank. We'll do shift, click, get them around my right flank. And Archaon, finish it off. I think we need to get our Marauders into the back here. The White Lions are a problem. Wow, Chosen have taken way more damage than I expected. I think they got focus fire down by the archers. They're up to 80 kills, but taking a lot of losses. I don't want to lose them because they're pretty expensive, and they're up to silver chefs now. So I really wish I had one more spell for this. A Flamestorm on this blob would just cause a mass rout. Yeah, I really wish I could cast that one more time. Torrendil is dying. We're gonna get a close up on Archaon here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing close-ups. Alright. And now you go deal with the Lothern Seaguard. Marauders come up. And actually, a lot of you guys aren't even fighting right now, so continue pushing forward. Kron the Conqueror up to 73 kills. Halberds up to 34. Damien just routed. Uh-oh. They're looking about to crumble. And Archaon's up to 143. The Lothern Seaguard aren't really the optimal target for him, but we can still wait into melee because he's got a lot of armor. And they don't have a ton of armor piercing. 134 leadership, 539 weapon strength, melee attack of 78 that does magical damage. Pretty good. Chaos Spawn getting in there to cause some fear. They are unbreakable, but they're very susceptible to this archer fire. Idle unit in the back. Yeah, we have the Marauders, but I can't really use them right now. They're not... I mean, I could probably charge into melee, get some of these rounding stuff. But there's so many spears here, so many archers, I don't really feel like I need to use them. But there are some idle Chaos Warriors, which do need to get used. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And then Kron the Conqueror can... Yeah, it's going to be a mass rout very soon. As soon as we get our Chosen into this group of Lothern Seaguard right here, it should be a mass rout. Kan's starting to take a bit of a beating. But he's done a great job anchoring the line, and... Oh, it's a Noble, that's why. Yeah, we'll kill the Noble. Continue Chaos Spawn. Chosen can actually get a rear charge into the back of the Spearmen. And then close down those Lothern Seaguard. Keep pushing, and pretty soon Vaul's Anvil will be mine. What we can do here are these Spearmen. We can make sure they don't come back. So we'll turn off toggle skirmish mode and just run them down. Hopefully get into melee before they rally. There we go. Now we prevented them from rallying. It's going well. We're definitely going to win. Yes, the battle is lost. We're going to put a target potion of speed on. And now, even though some of the Azure Spearmen are coming back, we will pretty soon completely surround them. And that'll be the battle. Alright. I still haven't finished that mage off, though, which I'm surprised about. We'll pop one more Trickster's Shard down, prevent that casting, and the Marauders did a great job there preventing the Xur Spearmen from coming back. So let's do some more of that. We started with 1,500 men, they started with 3,300. We're going to end up losing about 500, maybe even a bit less. The White Lions are doing pretty well, though. Probably a little bit blobbed up. Yeah, with the flanking charge there. Pull some of you guys off. Chosen, 135 kills. Yeah, the Chosen with shields are definitely the choice against the High Elves. Because they have the missile block chance. They have 120 armor and very high melee defense, too. So they've got everything you want. The Chosen with the great weapons are probably better against the Dark Elves and against some of the more heavily armored stuff, Lizardmen. The ones that don't care so much about the skirmishing. Surprised how long they're holding on, though. There are 3 Vauls and Anvils. This is true. Oh, Chosen, pull out. Oh god, yeah, we know what you did. Yeah, there's one in Avelorn. There is, I believe, one to the northeast of Nagaroth, or maybe in Nagaroth. I don't remember exactly where that one was. It's definitely in Nagaroth, though. And then the last one is, of course, at the tip of Calador, at the on the Dragonspine Mountains. Send Louis! And we did it. Ran him over. That was a big win. So that leaves Vaul's Anvil completely open to attack, and we can raise that to the ground, and I imagine that will be quite a bit of currency for us. And actually, well, I was gonna say something about finishing off, or preventing them from doing the Great Vortex stuff, but we're not in the Great Vortex campaign, are we? This is Mortal Empires, so they won't be able to build ritual currency there. I wonder if the unique building in Calador, in Vaul's Anvil especially, does anything unique without the ritual currency being a factor. Where are the videos with patch notes discussions about Mortal Empires? I haven't seen any uploaded today. I don't know if anyone's done any patch notes about it, honestly. There's been plenty of multiplayer games with myself and some of the other content creators, but I don't know if anyone's done a patch note overview. I imagine someone will. I probably will not. Might just talk about it in some of my other videos. So we got an achievement there. Alright, Chosen, 169 kills, 185, 177. Even my Chaos Warriors, they kicked ass there, man. That was fun. That was a fun battle. Yeah, 3 p.m. BST Thursday. Okay, so that's confirmation of when Mortal Empires will go live tomorrow, which makes sense. 10 a.m. EST, 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. BST, I believe. So good stuff. Does anyone know the head-to-head victory conditions? I would imagine they're quite similar to, or the same rather, than what Party Elite covered in his video. So he did a objectives video that covered every single faction in Mortal Empire, so go check that out. Party Elite, very good content creator for the Total War scene. Alright, so we won that, and my SSD is, well, I don't have an SSD, so loading time a little bit slow. Alright, what do we have here? What's gonna survive? Arathon died, always a good thing, killing High Elves. Lothern Seaguard in bad shape. Everything's in bad shape after that one. We will sacrifice captives. Yeah, they don't even have the replenishment from winning battles that a lot of factions in Game 2 do. Book of Azure. Yeah, we definitely want that. We'll go into his skill tree here and equip that. Potion of Healing, we got one. Yes, we want that for sure. And then, would that be an arcane item? Yes. Oh, this is better. This is better than Winds of Magic anyway. We'll do Forbidden Rod. I didn't realize I had that. Alright. We will go into in-camp stance. Take a look here. Let's take a look at the campaign map. Let's see what other people are up to. Mazdamundi, that fat, thick toad, the Slan Mage Priest, hanging out over at Skeggy, which is now a... well, it's not a separate island, but it's kind of jutting out from the Isthmus of Pawax. Ziggurat of Dawn. What does he have in his army? Can't tell yet. So Marathi and him seem to be at war, which makes sense because they start pretty close to each other. Arnheim to the north. We're military allies with them. Maybe it would have been better to be defensive alliance instead. In the ancient city of Quintax, where Marathi makes her little harem of dark elf male slaves and does some kinky stuff with them. Dude, look at how much money that's making her. We're turn 57 into the campaign. That's making her 3,400 a turn. That is insane, dude. That's crazy. Alright, and then let's take a look. So, I don't know if you guys watched my Archaon campaign playthrough, the video that I uploaded on YouTube, but we landed at Shrine of Cain, like I said, and then we went to Tor Anlek. We raised all these settlements, and then they all got immediately recolonized. I don't know where Tyrion and Alistar the White Lion went. I imagine they might be moving south to deal with me, but they've conquered a lot of Ulthuan. Look at this. They have all the eastern side of it. They've got northern Ulthuan. They're probably going to take the Shrine of Cain pretty soon here. And so I imagine they might be moving south to kind of mirror my movements. I don't know that I'll be able to take Lothern. I don't know that we'll actually get that far into this campaign. We might stop once we take Vaul's Anvil. What do you guys want? Do you guys want me to continue playing this campaign? Are you enjoying it, or do you want me to do something else? Because again, we can do multiplayer if we can find somebody. If not, we can do replays. And I have a lot of good replays, multiplayer replays we can show off. So if you guys want to see some of those, we can do that as well. I will upgrade to a level 5 Ruinous Warhost, which will open up another building slot. And let's end turn. Yeah, I haven't played the Marathi campaign yet, so I'm not sure what her unique building is. But from an economy perspective, 3,400 gold a turn is a ton for a single settlement. But that's how the Dark Elves rock, right? Like, that's how their economy kind of kicks into high gear anyway. They have very, very good economy because of the slave income. You can stack that up and basically just snowball out of control. They're going to declare war on me right now, aren't they? They definitely are. I need to call Marathi in. This might be problematic, dude. Because we're going to have a lot of stacks bearing down on me. Multiplayer with Turin. Alright. Yep, again, welcome everybody to the stream. 824 people watching. Thank you for coming. So Alex Lank wants to see Archaon campaign continuing. No Turin, please. That's very confusing, the way you phrase that. I'm assuming with the comma you mean you want to see me play Turin. But I don't actually know. Alright, we're going to double fast forward that. Let's take a look. I'll message Turin again. And, I'm not seeing Chaos Campaign still garbage. I can understand where you're coming from there. No question. I actually do think it's one of the more boring campaigns right now. Without the changes. But that doesn't mean that it's not fun, because you can still play a ton of cool battles. And doing stuff like this, right? And this is a very interesting, unique way to play a campaign. And I think a lot of people should try this, if you haven't before. The more roleplay style aspect of the game really does breathe a lot more fresh blood into it. Sailing from the Chaos Waste to Ulthuan turn 1, that makes for a very different playthrough than if you stay in Norska for the first 80 turns, like a lot of people do. Their demands, do I want to... No? Why would I want to fight Midland? I'm so far away from them right now. This guy donated and I missed it? I'm not getting any... I'll go back up. I'm not getting any notifications through my mic, which sucks. Who donated that I missed? Oh, Jordan Marshall. That was an awesome battle, man. Very cool shit. Thanks, dude. Jordan, much appreciated. Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all for watching, guys. Alright. Yeah, sorry. I'm not getting... I'm kind of still new to streaming, so I have... Well, honestly, actually, let me know. Are the donations even showing up when people donate? They should be. I have the Streamlabs on, or it should be on. I'm going to go into OBS real quick and see. Yeah, so the source is on. I don't know why. Huh. There should be like a notification that plays and like a thing that flashes on the screen when people donate. But yeah, I'm still kind of a noob at streaming. The YouTube thing is something I've done for a long time now, but I do a lot less streaming stuff. So I'm going to try, and I'm trying to get better at it so that people are interested in my streaming stuff as well. It's a good way to basically expand your online presence and all that good stuff. So, but there's definitely still stuff I gotta learn about it. Turin's been helping me out somewhat. Alright, Vaul's Anvil. How's it? Oh no, we don't want to do anything yet. We're just gonna have to end turn again. We're not quite ready. It took a lot of losses in that battle. Does Indy only stream here or on Twitch too? I've been streaming on YouTube. Oh, the donation pop-up works. Thank you. Good. I haven't always been able to see like when it's popping up or not. Yeah, I've been doing YouTube because I feel like it's easier. It's easier to maintain that viewer base, right? Because when I stream on YouTube, all my viewers are going to be watching, or not all my. I don't think I'm gonna have 55,000 people watching my stream. But yeah, like it's more likely to be able to get people to watch your stuff when it's on the same platform. And the other good thing about it is that I can also then make a video of it afterwards and just upload it straight to YouTube from the stream itself. So I think YouTube is probably better in that way, but Twitch definitely has its own benefits for sure. I'm going to lose? No, I'm not. Build something. Oh, you're right. You're right. I think I forgot that it's only one turn to build the new, or the level 5 Chaos War Camp. Alright, so double fast forward. We'll take a look at what buildings we can build. I think Chaos Knights might make a lot of sense here. Get some mobility and run down some boys. Crack open some cold ones with the boys. Story of Chaos Campaign equals soon, ends turn. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Not that Total War, in terms of the campaign and the, well, the economy and basically empire building aspect has always been like the most amazing thing, because it certainly is less to deal with and less in-depth than other games, maybe like Paradox games, for instance. But it definitely does add another layer to the gameplay that Chaos Campaign certainly lacks. No question about that. Oh, we got Supernatural Prowess. +5 melee attack for Chaos Warriors, Aspiring Champions, and Chosen. Alright. Let's take a look at our... What else can we... Well, income from post-battle loot +20% is pretty strong. We're not going to use first... Well, Forsaken do match up quite well versus the High Elves, but I don't think we need to get rid of Chaos Warriors. And they're more susceptible to Archer Fire, so I don't think we need them. We're not recruiting Chaos Warriors, so I think we just go income. Yep. Twitch has better options for monetization. It might. Yeah, no, and again, there are benefits to both and downsides to both for sure. It's definitely something that I need to think about more. Which one I like or enjoy more, but I do like the fact that I can just go straight into a YouTube video with a YouTube stream. We're gonna auto resolve and we're gonna take some losses, but I don't want to fight this. Alright, quick save it, boys. Yes, and please... Oh yeah, we lost one. And we lost a halberd too. Oh my god, we lost like... Oh my god! Auto resolve just destroyed us! That's fine, we're super rich. We can recruit all that stuff again. Hopefully... Tyrion doesn't come attack us right now. Oh god, I hope they don't attack me either. Wow, we lost a lot of units there. That was a ill-advised auto resolve. But I didn't want to fight that. I just killed their army. Alright, Flamestorm, for sure. And yes, please call me out if someone donates and I miss it. Please call me out on that. Alright, we're going to get a lot of Chosen here. I think we want 2 Chosen with halberds. And it's only 1 turn recruitment. That is insanely good, dude. You have some more Dwarf replays, Indy? I do. Turin uploaded one of them. We can maybe go into that one. Yeah, the +15 replenishment is such a big deal, dude. It really is. Oh my god, look at that. We can recruit them all in 1 turn. That is orgasmic. That is so amazing. Yeah, why do Chaos Warriors at this point? We'll do 1 of them. And then chose... Yeah, I think that's solid. So as long as no one attacks me on this turn, we're going to be back up to full. And we're going to upgrade the Mountain of Blades for sure, because that upkeep is so strong. I can't... Oh, I need more... That's why. I need more population surplus. We haven't been sitting in our horde mode or our camp mode a whole lot, so we're not getting a ton of the growth. So we might actually just... This is actually probably the biggest problem with the Chaos Campaign in Mortal Empires. The biggest issue is that the end turn times are longer than in the Vortex campaign or in Game 1. And with Chaos, to get the horde growth up, to get the higher level buildings, you need to sit around for a while and just sit in camp stance, which means you have to spam end turn times, but then you have to deal with the long turn times. So that's probably the biggest issue with it, actually. I hadn't even thought about that before, but that's kind of a problem. We're going to shift off this. I think probably just after this turn, we'll save it and move on to a multiplayer replay. or Turin. Has Turin messaged me back yet? His internet's chain crashing. He says, go on without me. Alright, so unfortunately not going to be able to play with Turin. That sucks. But we can do replays. And frankly, that's why a lot of you guys are subbed to me anyway. So I think replays will be fun. Get some multiplayer action in on that front. And if you guys want to see like unit stats or anything like that, we can probably do some of that as well. I am really rich, dude. You're right. Their demands. What? I'm not giving you a gift. Jesus, Marathi is strong. You see the balance board? She's like 90-10 strength. That's before I get my new units, though, so that's probably why, but that's actually kind of terrifying. Alright. So, Cult of Pleasure, hurry up. I don't know why I have to continue hitting that normal speed, or double fast forward. I feel like that should just be default at this point. Vicious Gobspit invading Sildra Tor. Mazdamundi took that from the Dark Elves there. I think the minor faction's still there. And actually, I think that's the Fallen Gates to the bottom left of our screen. The memeiest battle map of all time in Total War history. Well, replays are okay. Dude, that's like... that's like 95% of my channel, man. Well, yeah, I'm 54th power ranking because I just lost 6 units. Once those Chosen come back in, we'll be good. And frankly, I don't think I need a second army at the moment. I probably could build one. But on Ulthuan, with all these enemies around me, they might just get stomped into oblivion right away. I am very rich. Look at that. I have a full stack, and I'm only 600 turns in to, or 600 into negative territory there. Well, let's raise it. See how much money. Well, we won't get a lot of money from it. Auto resolve, and then let's raise it to the ground. Get some horde growth out of it. Get that ward save, the armor of fortune. I still haven't unlocked any of my quest battles yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? Oh, I have them. Okay. That scared me. I was like, why don't I have these quest battles? I just haven't done any of the updates yet. I hadn't seen those messages. Okay. Alright. What we're going to do, guys, we're going to end the campaign here. We're going to save it. And we're going to shift over to some replays and show off some multiplayer gameplay. And I can also go into do some... stats and maybe play some custom battles against the AI or something if there's anything in particular you want to see me try out. So leave them in the chat real quick. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back in literally like a minute, and then we will continue our campaign here. Or not continue our campaign, I'm retarded. We're going to shift over to replay. So unmute myself. I will be right back. See you in a minute. Nah, dude, I'm not pooping. I'm not pooping. I just needed to relieve myself real quick. Okay, so, guys, vote. Vote in chat right now. Do you want to see... Well, okay, there are 3 things we can do. I'm actually open to starting a new campaign with any faction, if that's what you guys want. I'm okay with that. You don't have to do it. Let me know if you want to see replays, multiplayer replays. Let me know if you want to see custom battle against, like, some kind of faction matchup, like Dwarfs versus Dark Elves or something against the AI. Or if you want to see campaign. So replays, campaign, or custom battles. Which one? Let me know in the chat. We'll just sit here for a second and maybe look at some of the stats in custom battle while we wait. So let me know what you want to see. Some awesome Dawi show-offs. The fastest poop ever, dude. Clean pinch. There we go. Multiplayer battles. I can't play multiplayer, that's the issue. Turin has internet issues right now, so I'm not going to be able to play him. I would have loved to. Can't play. Lizardmen vs. Vampire. Replay, MP. Replays and patch notes. Multiplayer Red Duke. Dwarf vs. everything. Replays. I'm seeing a lot of replays. Alright. We're going to go into replay. I'm seeing more replay than campaign. And frankly, starting a campaign from turn 1, the biggest issue is we're just not going to get far enough into it that we'll like see the real benefit of the Mortal Empires campaign. It'll be kind of just like playing a game 1 or a game 2 campaign because we won't get very far into it. I could do something goofy like Wood Elf sailing to Nagaroth, but again, that would still take like 20 turns. So let's do a replay. Let's go into a replay here. What's a good one? So we're going to go into Vamp Skaven. I played this. What the hell is that? Yeah, I played against Turin last night. We played a bunch of games. Turin is a better player than me, hands down. Like, he wins more than I win, for sure. Significantly more. But we'll show maybe two or three replays and just kind of go over army compositions and how the battles progress and talk about that. So, this is a pretty interesting matchup. Vamps versus Skaven. So, what do you have advantage-wise in terms of the vampires? Well, you have Terror and you have Fear, which are an issue for the Skaven. And so what Turin has done here is gone for Storm Vermin, which do have very good leadership, and a lot of hero characters that will buff up the leadership on the main line. He has a Hell Pit Abomination because the Vamps are bad against large units. So a Hell Pit will be tough for me to bring down, but that's why I brought the Blood Knight. And he has a Warp Lightning Cannon to snipe down my Blood Knights and snipe down any of my Flyers. He also has a Doom Wheel, which is an interesting choice. Doom Wheel causes terror, but none of my units care about that at all, because they all cause fear and terror, so they don't care about it. They don't care. The Doom Wheel can do damage, but it can't cause the leadership penalties, which is one of the biggest advantages that that thing has. So it's an interesting choice. I don't have a lot of... Well, I do have a decent amount of large, actually, so normally speaking, I probably wouldn't bring a Doom Wheel against the Vamps. I don't think that it's actually going to match up particularly well versus them, but it can do a lot of damage. Okay, so... yeah, Blunt Gore will be there. I always lose any pride. Well, that's just blatantly false. Blatantly false. Yeah, so the Beastman Shaman one-shot was amazing. Yeah, the stream last night was cool. The Turin stream was awesome. Alright. And I assume plenty of you guys have not seen these battles yet, so we'll do it anyway. Alright, so Turin and myself, going over army comps, I've got 3 Graveguard. I've got 3 Cryptors, which did take a nerf in... Total War Warhammer 2. I don't actually know everything in terms of their stats that got changed, but they are a little bit worse, maybe even significantly worse than they were in Game 1, because honestly they were a little bit OP in Game 1, I think. Graveguard with just regular sword and board. They have the bonus for infantry, which will be pretty nice, and we have the Blood Knights in the back to do stuff like shut down a Hell Pit or shut down a Doom Wheel. Now, interestingly here, we have 2 Terrorgheists. One Strigoi Ghoul King, and we have another Terrorgheist, and they have a new Scream ability, which is really good against single target entities. So what we're going to try to do here is focus down any of these big targets, like the Hell Pit with the Screams, and just do a lot of damage as the game progresses early on. This Warp Lightning Cannon is going to be pretty smart and go for my Blood Knights, which is what he should be doing. He's actually sniping at my Terrorgeist right now, so any of the big targets will be a smart idea. Warp Lightning Cannon can put the hurt on your cav for sure. And meanwhile, my Strigoi Ghoul King moving up and will get a breath attack. Now, I'm going to stop the attack because he moved to the right. He's trying to dodge it right now, which is very smart. Warp Lightning Cannon begins opening up fire into my Blood Knights. And there's the Scream, which does have a new audio ability as well. Like, you'll hear him kind of scream. It's not, like, super loud, but didn't do a whole lot of damage. Maybe, like, 500 or so. The lighting is just different in Game 2. That's pretty much the biggest thing. I think they look really good, honestly. The Vamps look really good in this lighting. My Terrorgeist is getting skirmished down by the Skaven Slave Singers and the Gutter Runners with poison, which will be very annoying. And the Warp Lightning Cannon continues to fire into my Blood Knights, which, oh god, that guy just got completely decapitated by that shot. So I've already lost 9 models on my Blood Knights, which is not ideal. Terrorgeist does land into the Skaven Slave Singers. Here comes the Hell Pit to fight. I do not want to leave my Terrorgeist in melee. And here come the Graveguard. So Storm Vermin are going to be kind of tough for me to bring down. They're pretty strong. They have Halberds, so they can deal with the Cryptors, and they have AP, and they have good leadership, 71 leadership. So Doom Wheel's pulling through. I'll start summoning some zombies. in the back lines to get a little bit of fear going on the Storm Vermin and get that rear charge off. But he's going to do the same thing to me, so we're already kind of... And this is the cool thing about the Vamp and Skaven matchup, right? Is that both are very heavily focused on summons, especially Lord Skrolk, which Turin has brought in this battle. And he'll do some Plague Monk summons, which will, with a rear charge into the back of my Cryptors and the back of my Graveguard, can do some serious damage. So, we're going to have to worry about that. Cryptors going into melee here. Their AP and their poison will be very useful against the Storm Vermin. And the Blood Knights doing exactly what I want them to do, as the Warp Lightning can actually friendly fire the Doom Wheel. We're going to shut down this Doom Wheel as much as we can. And look at this. It's pinned up against the Cryptors, can't pull through, and we can completely surround it and start doing damage to their Dwarfs for large. And with the AP damage from the Strigoi Ghoul King, with Bloodlust and that plus 20% armor piercing damage, nice. Doom Wheel is melting at the moment. So we're doing pretty good on that front. Let's take a look at the Terrorgheist. I managed to take out one of the Warp Lightning Cannon cannons, and now I'm pulling out. Taking a leadership penalty here because the clan rats and got a little bit of surround off. I do like the Terrorgheist a lot more in Total War Warhammer 2 than I did in Game 1. It has that scream attack, which is really good, and the stats in general just seem better. I played a game with Ninjahund that I might show. Actually, probably not because it's the exact same build, but I got a scream off with it that killed 8 Demigryph models in a single shot. So if you get it from the right angle, you can absolutely murder very expensive troops, which is fun. So the Doom Wheel is routing here because we completely pinned it down, taking a lot of damage. It's running off the field now. Help it engaging out on the right flank, and the Cryptors will poison it and debuff it quite substantially. And the Strigoi and the Blood Knights together should be able to deal with the Help it pretty easy. Meanwhile, well, I say easy, it's got a lot of HP, but pretty low armor. Lord Skrolk's in the middle of things now. Rat summons are fixed, indeed, that is true. Rat summons are fixed, so they will not be a... You can't cheese it anymore. You can't kill single entities in like 2 seconds with Plague Monks or anything, because they have the collision boxes now. And yeah, this Help Hit starting to take some damage here. Blood Knights are in the fight, although not really on the target they want to be. They're kind of pinned up against the Storm Vermin right now. I need to pull them out and kind of recharge back in. Graveguard did get into the back, and they're tying down some of the Gutter Runners, preventing them from skirmishing. And Lord Skrolk has taken no damage in the middle of the fight, which is a bit weird. He was in the middle of the melee, and has not taken any damage whatsoever. Strigoi is up top, and looking, he got Liber Bubonicist here, so that will do quite a bit of damage. It's a very good single target spell from Lord Skrolk and Clan Pestilence. And we're completely surrounding the Hell Pit here, which normally you're not going to see Skaven players bring because it's not that good, because it has very low armor, limited mobility, so anything with, like, any skirmishers can murder it. But against Vamps, who don't have that kind of... Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Such a cool monster. But against Vamps, who don't have a lot of access to bonus versus large, it's a lot better. Here, though, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. Surrounding it, Strigoi Ghoul King and Cryptors poison preventing it from moving, and the Hell Pit is dying very quickly. Now, it does have 2 horrible to die, so it might get some of that HP back, but the summons on the main line are routing a lot of the Skaven. Things are going pretty well. Yeah, so this is going pretty well for me at the moment. Skrolk's talking about squirting the Fear Musk, which is basically pissing themselves. That's essentially what that is. Graveguard engaging with the Clan Rats in the back. It should be a pretty easy fight, although I have taken a lot of HP damage on them. And the Hell Pit did have 2 horrible to die proc, but it's routing. And with the poison and the Terrorgheist, I want to make sure that it doesn't come back. Blood Knights are actually in pretty good shape because I Invocation to hex them. And balance bar starting to shift in my favor here, but things are not over yet because he has a lot more summons and he still has the Warp Lightning Cannon. So if he killed my general, because Vamps are very much susceptible to losing their gen, if it goes down, they take a bigger leadership hit than a lot of other factions do, and that could be pretty bad. So I need to silence this gun, and the Terrorgheist can do that for me. So it takes down one of the cannons, and now there's only one left, and now it's not really much of a threat. Second one goes down. Big flyers can do that, and now the cannon's completely offline, which is really good for me. Blood Knights will make sure the Hell Pit doesn't come back. And we will show off the screen here. We can actually do some testing with it after this, if you guys want to see it. We can definitely do that. I was thinking about landing in the Gutter Runners, and I'm going to decide to. Necromancer is only 450 gold, mounted on a steed, and with only Raised Dead. So very cost-effective way to bolster up your main line. And I don't think... I'm not sure if the Strigoi has Raised Dead. I think no, it only has it can only raise Crypt Ghouls, it can't raise Dead. So you have way less summons with the Strigoi. But now engaging with Lord Scroll, with the Storm Vermin, which is really not a good engagement for me at all right now. God, I would love to see some blood right now. It'd be beautiful. Terrorgheist is beasting it up, but that's a lot of AP, and Liberal Botanicus as well is a problem. So I need to pull out of here. I'll take way too much damage. You can see leadership dropping down to half HP. Need to run away. And my Terrorgheist is engaging with the Warplock Engineer, making sure he doesn't come back. Just murder him. Murder that little angry little rat man. I love that model. It's so cool looking. The goggles are amazing. And now Strigoi, I will pull him out and get into a different location because he's kind of unsupported at the moment. Assassin, not really great in terms of dealing with big swaths of infantry, so not very good against zombies. But he doesn't have poison, so he won't slow down Strigoi either. And now we're going to look to get a breath attack off. So I'll circle him back around, and we want to try to get a breath attack into one of these Lord or Hero characters. What I've found is that it's actually much better against cav units or something than it is against a single entity, because it can still miss. Well, single entity is fine, but it needs to be a bigger target. Like if it's a Lord, a size character, it can be kind of hard to hit. And Lord Skrulk is buffing up the main line here, but is it enough for the Skaven to win? Don't think so. And we've completely surrounded them here. And there we go, breath attack. Misses completely, actually, and that's the thing. The Warlock Engineer kind of got pushed around. Breath attack missed, didn't do any damage. And we're going to go in and actually see how much damage it does to Demigryphs and Blood Knights in a test battle after this. Just to show off that new ability. And we can probably show some of the other breath attacks off too. But it was enough. The terror and the fear was too much for the Skaven. Surrounded them, and the zombie summons just were too much for the Storm Vermin to deal with. So, good battle. Pretty fun one. I think Turin might end up casting it on his channel as well, because he asked for it last night. But yeah, I think Vamps can match up pretty well against Skaven for sure. The fact that all their stuff causes fear and terror is a bit of an issue for the Ratmen. And Doomwheel just didn't do that much. I think I did a pretty decent job of shutting it down with the Blood Knights and with the Crypt Horrors. You just need something big and tanky to prevent all that mass from pulling through. And as soon as it gets shut down and can't move, it'll die very quickly. It's if it keeps up that momentum that you'll start getting punished by it pretty heavily. So that was fun. Let's try the breath attack against something. Let's go into a custom battle real quick. I'm very happy with the Terrorgheist actually. I don't know if they're gonna be in terms of like the actual multiplayer meta or anything. If they'll break into it, probably not, just because they're so expensive. But if you want some air power, absolutely rocking with 2 Terrorgeists can work pretty well. Poison attacks are a big deal. They're a big deal, man. Alright. So, what do we want to do here? Glacial Lake we'll go to. That's just a good testing map. And then... Actually, we can do Golden Monolith. Get a different map in there. And we'll go Vampire Accounts. Go to a Strigoi Ghoul King Terrorgeist. And we'll just bring couple dismounted stuff. One more Terrorgeist. And we'll probably kill some Demigryphs. And see what kind of... Yeah, we'll try Empire and wipe that out. Keep you dismounted. We'll do like 2 Reichsguard and then maybe 2 Demigryphs or something like that. And just check out that new Scream attack. So let's pop on in. Do you have any more Dawi vs Skaven replays? No, I do. Yes, actually I do. I played against Ninjahund last night. Yeah, I played Dawi against Skaven. I can show that off if you guys want to see it. I don't know how happy it'll make you. I don't know how happy it'll make you. We played 5 battles. I won't spoil who won which ones, but he won 3 and I won 2, so it was actually a pretty good series. We were just testing stuff out, so hardly like super meta defining or anything, but it was some really good battles. If I can get to them before the patch goes live tomorrow, I might be able to get up on the channel. Hello, Patrick Punkt. How are you, my friend? Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hope you guys are looking forward to Mortal Empires. Let me know in the chat what you guys will be playing as your first campaign. What you're looking forward to the most. Alright. So yeah, after this one, it looks like people want to see some Dawi, so we can do that. Alright, Terrorgheist. Let's go. Oh man, this looks beautiful. A lot of the lighting has changed on these maps. And with the graphical fidelity increase from game 1 to game 2, I mean, you can see this looks gorgeous. Alright, Strigoi. Let's do some breath attacks. Let's see what kind of damage this thing can do. So what I noticed was when I did it from the flank, it did more damage because it kind of carries through the line that way. And let's try it. Oh, it's moving. I don't want them to move. Let's see if we can get them to stop moving. Alright. Let's try on Knights of the Blazing Sun. They're moving a bit, but it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, Scream Attack. That, I mean, 5 models there. That's not amazing because it didn't hit perfect. But it does very high concentrated AP damage, it seems. So I think it is good against Cav for sure. And you know what? I'm on Ultra unit size right now too, I believe. No, I'm on Large. I'm on Large. So yeah, that doesn't affect it. So yeah, that did pretty good damage. Killing 5 models off a Cav unit, an expensive Cav unit, very good. And it'll do the same thing to Demigryphs. So yeah, blow up for me, baby. We'll try it. This one's gonna do less damage. Yeah, because they were moving. Alright, let's double fast forward. They keep moving, stop it! And this is how you can kind of abuse it if someone's trying to breath attack you as well. If you keep your stuff moving, it's gonna do less damage. There's a bit of luck that's involved here in terms of how well the Scream Attack hits. Yeah, that one didn't do as well too. So, I don't know. When I did it with Ninjahund, I literally killed 8 models and did almost half HP to a single Demigryph, which is amazing. But I think I got lucky there. So it's not super impactful, but it can be. If you hit a blob with Cav, if you hit it at the right angle, it can be really good. Let's try it on a single entity. This is not going to be useful, I don't think. I don't think I'm going to ever want to use it against a single dismounted lord. Yeah, like it did a little bit of damage, but really nothing spectacular. And we'll do one more here and see how that goes, and then we'll shift into another replay. Alright. So yeah, I really like the fact that a lot of this stuff is getting breath attacks and all that kind of thing. It really just adds a lot more flavor to the game and adds a lot more utility to a unit like the Terrorgheist, which really didn't see a lot of play in multiplayer or frankly campaign. That's gonna miss. Oh no, see that? No, that was actually really good. That one only killed 2 actually no, it didn't kill any models. There are no dead Demigryphs here, but it did a lot of damage. So yeah, I mean, it can hit pretty hard. I think that other breath attacks are probably better. Star Dragon, you guys saw some games with Turin last night. There are some amazing breath attacks against chariots and against stuff like Mortis engines. Pretty sure you can like almost one-shot them. Anything with a really big hitbox you can murder. If the whole breath attack hits, it does an obscene amount of damage. Problem is a lot of the time it'll miss. But yeah, let's go into a replay now. Can you maybe do a test of... No, I'm not going to do any unit testing because against AI, it really just doesn't give you a very good picture of how it actually works out. The AI is really bad at charging. There's not a whole lot. I just don't think testing versus AI is the way to do it. Demigryph Knights with halberds will murder Dragon Princes. Don't worry about it. Like, they're monstrous Cav. They've got AP. They've got bonus versus large. They're going to absolutely poop on Dragon Prince Cav. They lose to Blood Knights. They lose to Grail Knights. And Demigryphs will beat those units. So, for sure, Dragon Princes will lose pretty hard. They'll just lose that martial prowess so fast. Or martial mastery, actually. And once that goes down, they just melt. But that's okay, because Dragon Princes are meant to be more anti-infantry. They're not bad against enemy Cav, but they're not meant to beat Blood Knights and Grail Knights in melee. It's not really what they're meant for. Alright, what's a good replay? You guys said you wanted to see Dawi. Okay. If you want to, we can show it. Yeah, this was against Ninjahund. This was the first battle I played with him. I said explicitly, dude, bring your dirtiest Skaven build against my Dawi. Let me see if I can deal with it. I had some ideas here. So what I wanted to do was bring 2 Demigryph Knights with halberds, boys. I wanted to bring 2 of these Brimstone Gun gyrocopters and see how they did against the Doom Wheels. What I wanted to do was just skirmish them down from the beginning of the match and just murder them with that single entity AP damage. Figured that could be a pretty good choice. We'll see how it works out. I don't know if Karl Franz has unique animations. I'm not sure at the moment. So yeah, the gyrocopters, I have 2 of them. I expected to see 2 or 3 Doom Wheels from Ninjahund. That's what we got. But he has gone for a very interesting build here. Very, very interesting. So he has, what I've seen, what I would consider a pretty dirty Skaven build in terms of their matchup against the Skaven. I think if you want to crush Dwarfs, this might be the way to go. But we'll see. So, Plague Priest on a Screaming Bell, or not on a Screaming Bell, on a Plague Furnace, gives him AP, and it gives him bonus versus infantry, which is what you want. It's basically like a chariot. We'll roll through Dawi lines, but it's a big target. So, stuff like Trollhammer torpedoes can mess them up pretty bad, for sure. And then he also has a Screaming Bell, which does the same thing, right? So, we've got the Screaming Bell, bonus versus infantry, armor-piercing damage, can roll through Dawi lines. He has 2 Rat Ogres for some extra AP. He has Plague Sensor Bears that also have a lot of AP damage. They're the elite Skaven infantry, so they match up pretty well against the Dwarfs, but they have very low armor, so that can be a problem for them. You can skirmish them down pretty heavily with Quarrelers or anything like that. And then a lot of Clan Rats just for the numbers, Skaven Slaves, Doom Wheels out on the flanks. So meanwhile, my Dawi build has 2 Gyrocopters with Brimstone Guns to shoot down the Doom Wheels and do damage to them early on. I've got Dwarf Warriors in the front with Silver Chevs, just because that was the gold that I had left over. I have Longbeards with great weapons to give me a little bit of armor piercing, but he's gone for Plague Monks and Clan Rats and Plague Sensor Bears, so the AP is not incredibly useful here. Dragonback Slayers must have against Chariots, because you've got that Dragonback slow, 36%, minus 36% speed, pretty strong. Get them into melee and they'll slow down any Chariot that tries to pull through your line. And you got that bonus versus large too, which you really want. Rune Lord to get the Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin to slow down stuff like the Doom Wheel and buff up my main line with armor. Hammerers, I wanted to go for a rush army here. I wanted to beat the Skaven in the infantry battle. So we do have Hammerers. Not sure they're entirely the best choice against Skaven. I think against Dark Elves and Hargonath Executioners and that kind of stuff, they can be really good. Not sure they're really the best choice against Skaven, but they can definitely murder a ton of Skaven units. So if there's like Storm Vermin and stuff on the field, they're really good. And then Grumbling Guard, of course, are amazing. Another unit of Slayers. And 2 Thanes, of course, with the Tormentor Sword to tie down and prevent those Doom Wheels from pulling through my lines. So those are the builds. At the moment, moving up with my Gyrocopters to get some shots into the Doom Wheels out on the flanks. Doing a bit of damage here. They've taken some bit of damage, so they're down about 500 HP, maybe a little bit less, 300 or so. And my Dawi line is looking to looking to get run over here. Now that's really cool. I like how the Doom Wheel fires its Warp Lightning Cannon out towards the Gyrocopters and stuff, and barely misses, I think. Doesn't kill anybody. That was close. Did no HP damage. And yeah, I want to do as much damage to the Doom Wheels as I can before they close into melee. You can see my Thanes are out on each flank, so that when they charge in, I can hopefully get the Tormentor Sword down and swarm them with Slayers. Meanwhile, he's just dodging with the Doom Wheel in the back. Doing a pretty decent amount of damage there. Going to be a Crack's Call from the lore of Ruin Gracier, and I will dodge it. So, waste of magic there, for sure. I think that's like 16 ones of magic, so I dodged it. Grumbling Guard go in. I brace with the Dwarf Warriors in the front, so they will brace for the charge from the Plague Priest and from the Rat Ogres. But he's swarming now. Doom Wheels in melee, and I tied it down. It is under the influence of Tormentor Sword. Dragonback Slayers are there. You can see it's taking a lot of damage. So, pretty good, right? Like, I want to do a lot of damage to the Doom Wheel early on. That's what we're doing here. Down about 1,000 HP. Longbeards with great weapons are following it up. And Clan Rats being summoned in my back line, so the Hammers should probably have to deal with them. Rune Lord, Master Rune of Oath and Steel, keeping the armor up on my main line. And then the Slayers, engaging with Skaven Slaves, should be able to do well there. And Doom Wheel is Tormentor Sworded. This was a mistake. I popped it a little bit too early, and it's not into melee, so it stopped. It's not rolling through my lines, but kind of like what happened in that turn in Dark Elf battle, right? Where I played Dark Elves versus Dwarfs. Doom Wheel's not in melee. I'm not following it up with anything, so I'm not doing any damage. So I've frozen it, but in 19 seconds it'll pop out and start hurting me again. So yeah, the Screaming Bells and the Plague Furnace are indeed very good at knocking dwarf units around. Just rolling through my line right now, beating up on my Thane at the moment. That AP. And I'm just trying to keep my line from routing, right? Keeping them in the fight. Hammers have gotten into melee 32 kills and haven't taken much HP losses at the moment. This fight's going to be very tough. Plague Monks and the Longbeards are going to be okay there, but we're being swarmed. Slayers coming in. Doom Wheels are now free. My Dwarf Warriors routed. That was to be expected. They were the first ones in. So my left flank isn't looking so good. It's looking better on the right flank. Doom Wheel pretty low at this point. But I've used a lot of my abilities that will start hurting it. And now I'm going to start changing targets. I want the Doom Wheel dead, of course, but the Lord also needs to die. So Yo, actually, right now I'm popping with a lot of my doom wheels on the, or a lot of my gyrocopters on the doom wheel, trying to focus it down. So far, not sure that these guys are the right choice. They have done damage, but was it enough? I don't know. Balance bar is actually still kind of even. But from a strategic perspective, looking at what's going on right now, I am being surrounded. Longbeards are being overrun. They're about to rout. Rune Lord kind of isolated. Runesmith buffing up my main line. The Doom Wheel might be able to kill it, might be able to bring it down. But just all across the line here, it's getting pretty tough for me. Where are my hammers at? Where are my hammers? Are they routed? I don't actually see them. They might have routed. And yeah, my Dragonback Slayers have been surrounded. They got 100 kills. But this is not looking good for me, right? Like, there were 2 minutes in this replay. Gyrocopter's starting to work down that brace here with Ruin. And I am hurting it. Like, what I've done here is spread out all the DPS that I've done to a bunch of different units instead of actually taking down any of them. And if Doom Wheel survived late game against Dwarfs, you're going to have a very bad time. Rune Lord's just being bullied. And this is what I would call a very dirty build against Dwarfs. I don't think there's a whole lot. Well, there's stuff you can do against it, but it's a tailor-crafted build to counter the Dwarfs. So I need to play this matchup in particular more often, but as we can see, Chariots can give them some problems. I think initially, the Tormentor Swords were pretty good. I tied them down. I think the Gyrocopter idea was worth trying out. Not sure I would do it again though. They just didn't do quite enough damage to them before they made it into melee and started rolling me over, and my line just kind of routed. Dwarf Warriors come back, Longbeards come back, Hammers into melee, but yeah, 138 kills on them. Watch a little bit of that as they fight some of the Plague Sensor Bears. But they'll rout again, and we kind of get rolled over in that one. So that one was rough. I was kind of expecting it going in. I kind of knew that. I mean, I told Ninjahund to bring his dirtiest build, and he did. And so that was rough. That was rough for the Dawi. Flamers against Skaven. I don't know if I'd go. I don't know if I'd go Flamers. It's probably worth trying out. I think Trollhammer torpedoes are something I have not seen anybody use against the large stuff, and they did get a very big buff in Mortal Empire's patch. So I think that Trollhammer torpedoes might be worth using for sure, but no. All right, guys, that's the thing. It's so common for people to look at literally like 1 replay or 2 replays and say Dawi are awful. But no, Turin just uploaded a video of my High Elves versus his Dwarfs, and I made a few mistakes with that army comp in that battle. Dwarfs won. Like, Dwarfs got some gigantic buffs in this patch. They really did. They are a lot better than they were in Game 1, I think. They have a lot more options. They're not bad. They might have some bad matchups. Every game, pretty much every faction in the game has bad matchups. So, it's way too early. And Ninjahund said the exact same thing. He's probably going to be playing Dwarfs a lot. Turin will be playing Dwarfs a lot. They both said the exact same thing. Way too early to define any kind of meta. So when you're saying a faction already blows, like, you've seen 2 battles for them. Like, you can't say that yet. There's no way you could possibly know. There are 15 different matchups in this game that we could all try out. So, yeah, there's a lot. Like, there's no way to know that Dwarfs suck right now. Doesn't mean they're going to be good, but I think it's way too early to call it. They have a lot more options than they used to. So let's take a look here. I'll go to a new replay in a second. I'll consolidate 84. 40K fan, but I enjoy your channel and stream. Keep up the good work. P.S. What kind of cookies should we be eating right now while watching? Thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated, man. Very much appreciated. Or woman, whatever you are. I don't. All's good there. Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you for watching. What kind of cookies should you guys be eating right now? I'm a big fan of the Oreo and whole milk combo. I think it's really hard to go wrong with that. But that or chocolate chip cookie straight out of the oven, warm and ooey gooey. That's the way to go for sure. But always with whole milk. None of that skim stuff. Got to go with the traditional milk there for sure. All right, let's jump into a new replay. Let's take a look here. What do we want to do? We are going to try Dark Elves versus Greenskins here. This is against Ninjahund. We'll try this one out. So again, we played 5 battles. I was Dark Elves in this one. You can see my build. I've got Malekith. Let's take a look here. I'm going to move back down to the bottom of the chat. Terrorgheist versus Sundragon. Did you assume his gender? Yeah, dude. I imagine the Warhammer Fantasy battle crew, the people that enjoy watching this stuff, is probably like 90% males, but I'd say there's a sizable chunk of females and others that watch this stuff. So props to anybody who's into the Warhammer Fantasy Battle thing. I think it's a lot of fun. And I have thoroughly been enjoying this Mortal Empires patch from a multiplayer perspective. It is super good. Very entertaining. So many cool matchups. So many new units to try out. It's been a blast so far. Alright, so builds. Malekith, the Witch King on his Black Dragon Seraphon. We have a unit of Bleak Swords, 5 Black Ark Corsairs, bonus versus infantry. I figured they would match up quite well against the Greenskins. And then we have, I did do Chaos versus Lizardmen too. Yeah, I tried that one out as well. We did 2 Witch Elves, Hargoneth Executioner to anchor the main line and deal with any Black Orcs. That should be an interesting matchup, seeing Hargoneth Executioners and Black Orcs fight. And then I had 2 Dark Riders. So right off the start of the battle, really interesting way to start this battle. Dark Riders and some Goblin Wolf Riders. Vanguard deployed on top of each other. So I'll just charge right into melee. They're fighting 2 Wolf Riders, so I'm not sure that'll go too well for them. But charge directly in. And I have another unit Vanguard deployed in the far back, right here. So let's take a look at these Dark Riders. I wanted them to just deal with any of the Rusty Heirs or any of the archers that the Greenskins might have brought. Again, this battle is against Ninjahund. And so let's take a look at his build. Savage Orcs. Then we got some Big Guns, which have a price increase now. I believe they're 100 gold more, which isn't going to be good for the Greenskins, but... And I don't know if Orc Boys were buffed at all, but they really... I think Orc Boys should get a little bit of a buff. I think you want to be encouraged more to bring Orc Boys, and nobody ever does. They usually just spam Savage Orcs or Orc Big Guns. So I think I'd like to see Orc Boys get a little bit of a buff, with the Orc Big Guns getting a bit of a nerf in terms of their pricing. Savage Orc Big Guns have less physical resist now, I believe 5% less. Maybe 10%, but I think it's 5. And then Black Orcs in the middle will be pretty terrifying for my line. They can definitely do some damage to me. And Skull Muncha now has 110 move speed. Wyverns are very fast now. Very, very fast. So, you gotta be worried about them because they have a ton of mobility. And what does he have? He's got Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, it looks like. And yeah, so I was thinking about conceding the hill and just charging downhill. I'm gonna pull back though. Take a look at my army. Beautiful Hargoneth Executioners, one of my favorite units in the mod. I did a Gaze of Malice or Spiteful Conjuration, whichever one is the breath spell. Did almost no damage to the physical resistance. We'll do a breath attack here though. Seraphon unleashing some noxious fumes into the middle of the Broken Tusk mob. Killed 11 models there. Great way to start the battle for sure. And that was fun. So I'm going to pull back to the safety of the hill. Dark Shards will move up. And of course, want to focus on the Black Orcs. Because with their AP, we'll be able to rip through them much faster than with other stuff. Although my Executioners are kind of blocking the shots. Yeah, that's a mistake. That's a big mistake there, but I noticed it. Pull up the Executioners and now I can get full volleys off. And now melee engagement is starting in earnest here, so Big Guns charging into the Black Ark Corsairs. I think that's going to be a cost-effective trade, honestly, for the Black Ark Corsairs. Downhill charge and bonus versus infantry. Ninjahund pushing through with the Goblin Big Boss and the Black Orcs. The Bleak Swords melted. Got terrified instantly from the charge from Ninjahund and from the Skull Muncha Wyvern. Black Ark Corsairs fighting. And over here, a little bit of a blob fest with the Orc Big Guns and Savage Orcs fighting 2 of my Black Ark Corsairs. So I really do think that these guys are very good against Greenskins. You have, what, 6 bonus versus infantry, I think? 7 bonus versus infantry. You have a bit of AP, but more importantly, you have 80 armor, which is very good against the Big Guns and the Savage Orcs. And so it's just cost-effective trade because they're only 600 gold. Fate of Buna on my Hargoneth Executioners makes a lot of sense, trying to delete that off the field because he knows how much damage that thing can do. And now Malekith and Skull Muncha fighting it out. Here come my Dark Riders, getting a rear charge into the back of the Savage Orcs. And yeah, this is a light cab unit, but when you get a full charge into the back of the unit, man, that's going to do some serious damage. Routing those Black Ark Corsairs. And then, like you said in chat, pull out and cycle again, just like Sirtha Ek. And the memeiest guy ever, Blade Wind with some beautiful cast into the middle of the Savage Orcs. A decent amount of damage, 33 kills on Malekith, but he's broken through the center. Meanwhile, I'm winning on the flanks though. Hargoneth Executioners did rout. Cold One Knights are dealing with these Goblin Wolf Riders and trying to flank around. Murder them very quickly. And Witch Elves are actually doing quite well against Savage Orcs as well. And we can run them down. Look at that. They're butchering them, dude. 81 kills. Witch Elves are killing it for me right now. And so on the left flank for me, I'm doing very well. Black Ark Corsairs and Witch Elves holding the line for now. Dark Riders 18 kills with that rear charge. And now Skull Muncha and Malekith fighting. My Dark Shards will get some good shots into the Wyvern. And I managed to rout the Goblin Wolf Riders. The Cold Ones come in. And I wanted to pin Skull Muncha, but wasn't able to. He pulled out, did a very smart thing here, charging into my Dark Shards, silencing them, preventing them from getting their shots off with all that AP missile damage. But meanwhile, Malekith comes in, and I don't think Azag wants to fight Seraphon, a Black Dragon, in close quarters combat. I'm not sure that'll go too well for him. Murderous Prowess is popped, Savage Orcs getting run over, and my Black Ark Corsair is getting a good charge into the Black Orcs. Dark Riders kind of lost micro on them for a minute here, but could get a rear charge pretty soon. And my Dark Shard is firing in, so things are looking pretty good for me. Not over yet, though, because I am being swarmed by the Goblin Big Boss, 2 of them, and by Azag. But he's pulling out and very low HP, only 1,000 HP left. One more hit might be enough to kill him, finish him off. And the line is starting to waver here for the Greenskins. And he took an engagement on a hill, and I got some downhill charges. Argonath Executioners did rout very quickly, but they got a lot of kills for me. And the Black Orcs up to 82, but the Cold One Riders shut down the Cav Assault from behind, shut down the Wolf Riders, which allowed my Dark Shards to continue firing in, tied down the Goblin Big Bosses, preventing them from doing what they wanted to do. And we pretty much finished off Azag, and from here, it's going to be pretty much a rout. The Greenskins' morale is shaken, and the Savage Orcs and Big Guns didn't match up too well against the Black Orc Corsairs. So that was fun. Interesting battle there, very quick, definitely rush-centric from both players. Malekith, I think, on a Dragon is a very good choice against Greenskins because he's got very high HP, very high armor, causes terror, which the Greenskins can have some issues with. But most importantly, perhaps, he can beat Azag in a 1v1 fight, even when Spirit Leech is taken into consideration. So great battle there. Managed to take out Ninjahund in one of our battles. We played 5 of them. Probably show you some more if you want to see more. Goblin Big Boss is routing, and that'll be the end of the battle. So let's take a look at the stats real quick. Yeah, Witch Elves. Kicked ass, dude. Look at that. 120 kills on my Witch Elves. Malekith up to 42, which not a massive amount of kills with the Blade Wind. But he did shut down Azag for sure. I think Azag was a good choice, but the Wyvern's kind of risky against the Dark Elves. Against High Elves, you can't afford to bring air at all. You'll lose the air fight every single time. Only Bretonnia, I think, with maybe some Pegasus Knights would be able to deal with it. But against Dark Elves, this can maybe work. 110 speed does mean that he can run away from dragons. So that is important. And Fate of Buna very good on the Executioners there. Cold One Knights did exactly what they're supposed to do. Protect the back lines. Shut down the enemy characters that try to come in and kill my Dark Shards. And my Black Ark Corsairs traded very cost effectively with the Savage Orcs. So that was fun. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go back to the bathroom again because I'm trying to hydrate. And my throat is closing up a bit. We'll do maybe 1 or 2 more replays or try something else. So leave in the chat right now. Let me know what you want to see me jump into. I could show some more Ninjahund replays or Turin replays, or I could play some custom battles. So just let me know. Mute my mic. I'll be back in less than a minute. I lied, boys. It was more like 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Alright. Welcome back to the stream. What do you guys want me to do? I've got replays. I can play custom battles. Well, let me tell you what replays I have right now, and then we can make a better decision, I guess. Alright, so we have Dawi Elves. Turin already covered that one on his channel, so I think you guys can just watch it there. There is High Elf versus Beastmen. There is Dark Elves versus Greenskins, but we just played that one. There's High Elves versus Bretonnia, also against Ninjahund, so we could go into that one. That was an interesting one. And then I could just go on a custom battle. So you can just look at the replays I have here right now. If none of them interest you, we can jump into a custom battle, play against AI, or look at stats or test anything you guys want me to test. So I know it's going to be hard for you guys to all agree on anything. You little Warhammer minions, but we'll see what you guys want. Terrorgheist for Sun Dragon. Yeah, we'll just chill for a second here. I need to rest my throat anyway. Drink some water. Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. So important. Not to preach at all, but water is pretty good for you. I don't drink any soda. Soda is bad. It'll give you diabetes. The only thing that I'm approving of giving me diabetes is milk and cookies. That's it. High Elves versus Brett. High Elves versus Beastmen. Both of them are good. You can do either one. High Elves versus Brett. I'm seeing a lot of High Elves versus Brett. Alright, let's do High Elves versus Brett. Let's do that one. Alright, so this was also against Ninjahund. Remember, again, we played 5 games. Ninjahund won 3, I won 2. Not spoiling which one was which. And I don't know, hopefully I'll be able to get some of these up in an actual replay cast, but I guess covering it twice on the channel will be kind of dumb. So just take a look here. Alright, builds here. So pretty interesting. I have gone very, very elite-centric with my High Elf build. 2 Phoenix Guard, which are going to be amazing against Bretonnian infantry and against Flyers and against their cavalry. The Flyers, of course, when they actually land down in melee. I have a Lore Master of Hoeth with Spirit Leech and Earthblood. High Elf Prince on a Star Dragon. Another Star Dragon. 3 White Lions of Krace. And yeah, that's very elite-centric. Ninjahund gone for a much different kind of build. A lot of Cav. 5 units of Cav. Lewin on Baykeys the Hippogriff. Peasant Mob in the front. 3 Foot Squires. So they're decent infantry, but they're not going to match up well against the High Elf infantry. And yeah, so I wanted to go for like aerial superiority. Massive aerial superiority here. So we've got 2 Star Dragons, which Bretonnia can actually deal with. And this is the scary thing, right? If you upgrade, or if you upgrade your Royal Pegasus Knights with magic, and they swarm a Star Dragon, they'll butcher a Star Dragon. Backed up by someone like Lewin on Baykeys, yeah, like that will be a decent trade for them. They'll probably just slaughter the Star Dragon. So they can win the air fight versus High Elves. One of the only factions in the game that can do so. That's not easy, beating the High Elves in the air, especially when they have 2 of these bad boys. So Ninjahund has not gone for that in this game at all. He's gone for just Lewin, so he has the mobility to run away from Star Dragons, but he doesn't have enough to kill me in the air. What he does have is a lot of cav on the ground. He has Grail Knights, he has Questing Knights, he has Knights of the Realm, chevroned up. Questing Knights will be pretty good with that AP. Grail Knights, that's Flock of Doom, Overcast in the middle of my line, so the White Lions and the Spearmen will take some damage there. And now my Star Dragons are moving out to the flank to deal with some of these Bretonnian infantry. Bretonnia can actually fight in the game now? Yeah, it's Mortal Empires. Now we got a Breath Attack here. That was a really good one. How many kills did that get? 13 models dead with that Breath Attack. That was beautiful. Great way to start the game. Doing a bunch of damage to the Questing Knights. And Lewin getting a little bit cocky here, trying to shoot the gap between 2 Star Dragons. I got 2 attacks off on him. Pretty decent amount of damage there. Here come the Grail Knights. Charging in from behind. And now the engagement in the center looks to about to start. About to start. So what I want to do here is isolate the damsel and kill her, because her Flocks of Doom are going to be very annoying. So she runs into the dragon. She's lost motion here, getting caught behind her own grails. And Phoenix Guard are close by, trying to tie her down and kill her. And the Phoenix Guard have actually caught up and prevented her from moving. Now with the Star Dragons coming in. Oh baby, attacks on her. 1 or 2 and she's dead. She's already routing. Only need 1 more and she might die. Meanwhile, in the center, Lore Master of Hoeth anchoring the line with Earthblood and with his morale bonuses, slaughtering some peasants. But Ninjahund's cavalry attacks coming in from the rear, and it's getting scary. He did a good job here of pulling my Phoenix Guard out, and I didn't do a great job of bracing there because I had to charge in and kind of deal with the Phoenix mob. I should have braced, but I haven't taken too much damage here. Physical resistance and martial mastery will help a ton. Tried to use my Star Dragon to prevent these Knights of the Realm from getting a devastating hammer and anvil charge off, but here it comes. That will hurt a lot. Yes, it will hurt a lot. So a big charge coming in from behind. Oh man, punishing. I'll try to get an Earthblood off to keep them in the fight, but using the Star Dragons to tie down Cav isn't so easy. They're big, but they're not big enough to prevent the entire Cav from kind of morphing around the dragon like a river around a rock. And so they'll kind of flow through and start getting rear charges off. I should have done a better job here of having the Phoenix Guard just sit in the back lines, in a line, facing backwards, and prevent the Cav from getting their rear charges off. So, definitely micro mistake on my part. Phoenix Guard are being surrounded, but they should do well against the questing Knights. I'll try to get a breath attack off soon. But if he leaves his Cav in too long here, Phoenix Guard will be able to overlap the engagement and slaughter them. So he's doing a good job doing a good job there of pulling the Grail Knights out and getting out of there. Another big breath attack, up to 40 kills now on the Grail Knights. Did some decent damage, and I've pinned a few of his Cav units. He'll lose a lot of models here on the Knights of the Realm. Bakis and Lewin down to half HP. Charge Dragon with another breath attack. Slaughter these questing Knights. Oh my god, I missed it. Oh my god, dude, that breath attack got 20 kills there. I think it actually just straight up killed 20 right off that breath attack. So the questing Knights are pretty much out of the picture now, but might have done some friendly fire as well. Meanwhile, the questing Knights are looking to get around and charge at the back of the Phoenix Guard. So, in terms of my infantry component, things aren't looking amazing for me. I am being surrounded here, but look at how much I have invested in my dragons, right? More than 4,000 invested in my dragons. I have Earthblood to buff everything up. Lord Master of Hoeth is in there as well, anchoring the line. And my dragons have taken almost no HP. So if I'm able to kill Lewin here, this battle could definitely shift. And he's pinned behind his own Grail Knights. So we're looking to kill him, and he's able to pull out finally. Which is smart. Ninjahund wants to keep him moving for sure. Balance bar even. Phoenix Guard slaughtering everything up to 93 kills. Lord Master of Hoeth with 25. Where's face cam? Don't have one. Sorry, man. I know I have a beautiful face. I know. So yeah, the Phoenix Guard have been surrounded. My infantry didn't do so well, but the Star Dragons are still alive and still really good shape. Look at that, 8,000 HP on them both. They have a ton of HP left, and his Cav has taken a beating dealing with the Phoenix Guard and all that. So I'm trying to deal with Lewin, trying to get my Star Dragon in. Look at how gigantic that dragon is. Almost like twice the size of the Hippogriff, and Hippogriffs are massive. It's going okay for me right now. Balance bar is actually in my favor. Phoenix Guard completely surrounded, just fighting to the last. With that great leadership. Actually at -2 though. They will rout finally, but they got 87 kills. They did a good job there. Just need to keep my Lord Master of Hoeth alive with that Earthblood, which will really help benefit my dragons. And now my Phoenix Guard are coming in to help support. Well, at the moment, but they're dealing with peasants, which is annoying. I don't want them dealing with peasants. I want them to get in and deal with the Cav. Lewin's pretty low, but he has regen. He'll be able to get some of that back. Another Earthblood. And the Foot Squires and Knights of the Realm are trying desperately to silence my dragons here. But 2 Star Dragons is looking to be just too much to handle. People were wondering if dragons were going to be too weak in Total War Warhammer 2. I think the answer to that is a resounding no. They have tanked a ton of damage in this game, caused a ton of terror, and Lewin won't be able to deal with two dragons by himself. He just won't. There's not enough bonus for Large on the field. Knights of the Realm are in there. 26 models left. But I still have more Earthbloods. Still have plenty more HP left on the dragons. And it's just going to be kind of a gangbang now on the Champion of the Lady. So pops a sort of Corone, I believe, which will help. But in terms of the balance bar and in terms of his leadership, things are starting to shift against the Bretonnians. And pretty soon here, they will fall. Foot Squires were not enough to deal with the Phoenix Guard. I definitely could have played that one better, but in terms of army composition, pretty happy with what I chose, and it carried me through to the late game and pulled it out for me. So the Star Dragons were pretty beastly in that game. Breath attacks were really good, 117 kills, 130 kills. See, I don't think Dragon Princes are the play against the Bretonnians. And I'll tell you why in a second. Let me take a drink of water here. And maybe some whole milk and Oreos. Alright. So Dragon Princes, I think, actually match up pretty poorly against Bretonnia. For a couple reasons. For one, a self-respecting Grail or Bretonnian player will probably bring Grail Knights against the High Elves, because they're going to expect Dragon Princes. They want to kill those. Magical attacks will cut through physical resistance of the Dragon Princes, which means they'll melt them off the charge, melt them until they hit that martial mastery threshold, and then they'll lose it, and then they'll melt even faster than that. So Dragon Princes lose pretty handily to Grail Knights, 1. 2, Bretonnia very often is going to bring a lot of cheap armor-piercing halberds, which will also be good against Dragon Princes as well. And Royal Pegasus Knights, in combination with the Flying Lords, and in combination with like people like Lewin or Albrecht on a Hippogriff. Again, Royal Pegasus Knights deal magical damage, so they will also cut through Dragon Princes with a rear charge from the air. So I think that's a tough matchup for Dragon Princes. I don't think they'll actually be that good versus Bretonnia. They can be, but it's a risky proposition to bring it. So I think it was right not to bring them in this game, because that Grail Knight would have made them very sad. White Lions did well, but killed a lot of peasants, so their numbers are a little bit inflated. Phoenix Guard just beasted it. They kill infantry, they kill cav, great leadership. It just means you have very small armies. So something like a Fate of Buna or something is very detrimental to a unit like the Phoenix Guard, because they lose their martial mastery very early on. But thankfully, the Bretonnians don't have it. So that ended up working out pretty well for me. That was more in terms of army composition than insane micro or anything. I think Ninjahund did a good job of getting into my rear there, but I think my Dragons did a good enough job, and my Phoenix Guard did a good enough job dealing with the cavalry that he just wasn't able to pull it out. So, that was good. That was a good battle. So, those were my 2 wins against Ninjahund. I think it's fair that I showed a loss against it, the Skaven versus Dwarfs. I could show more replays. I think I'll probably do one more of something, whatever you guys want. I could show a Turin game, I could show a Ninjahund game, or again, I could jump back into custom battle. So again, let me know what you want to see. What do we have left in terms of replays? We have Dawi versus Elves against Turin. We have High Elves versus Beastmen against Turin. And we have... oh, you know what? I forgot to save the Terrorgheist game against Ninjahund. That was where I got the amazing Scream attack off on the Demigryph Knights. Can we still see Silver Bullets versus Plague Monks? Why do you want to see that? Am I missing something with their interaction there? Terrorgheist versus High Elf Air Force. Yeah, we could. I think Terrorgheist would lose pretty hard to Dragon Princes, not to Phoenixes, but have a game of nothing versus peasant mobs. Custom battle. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do some actual battle. Let's do an actual battle. It'll be against the AI, but it'll still be fun. I'll message Turin one more time. Yeah, just messaging Turin right now to see if we can play one. Chaos versus Lizards. Oh yeah, I had that one too. Crap, that was a decent one. Elf Civil War. It's tough. It's tough to pick, man. There's so much going on. I'm gonna message Turin one more time and see if we can get him to play, because I think, for one, it'd take a little bit of strain off my voice box, and we get a little bit of banter going back and forth, which would be fun. But we'll see what he decides, and if not, yeah, we'll maybe just jump into custom battle, or do that Chaos vs. Lizards replay. Can you make Horn ones work? Yeah, I did a replay for that. I tried to make them work. They can be good. They're just very expensive, which is an issue. He just went offline again. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Alright, everyone's asking for Chaos vs. Lizards. Fine. It's me and Ninjahund. Let's do it. Let's do Chaos vs. Lizards. I'm assuming you're talking about the replay. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I would love to play a free-for-all. We don't have any players, though. We can't even get 1 player right now. I definitely can't get 4. Unfortunately, you can't play free-for-all with in custom battle with AI, which should really change. I don't know why you can't play with AI. Maybe the AI just can't code it. They're not coded to be able to handle it, but I would really like to see that. Because not everybody can play online. It's not like Total War is an online only game. You should be able to play it against AI to try it out and see if you like it. Well, I can't make myself tea right now. It's a good idea, but I have water. Ninjahund did a good job of getting into my rear. No lie. It's true. He is good at that. Turin is as well. I've been bent over a couple times by both of them. They're very good players. Both better than me, but to be fair, they both probably played... Well, Ninjahund has played like 1,000 more battles than me on Total War Warhammer. Turin's probably played like 300 more. So, I do lose to them more than I win, but I think I make good account of myself in plenty of the battles that we played. I'm guessing he loses this bad. Well, you'll see. You'll find out soon enough. You'll find out soon enough. Is Mortal Empires up already? No, that will be up tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST, 3 p.m. BST, British Standard Time. Alright, slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Thank you all for joining the stream, by the way. Hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far, what you've seen of Mortal Empires, and all of these matchups. So this battle, we have the Temple Guards. We have Kroq-Gar on Grimlock, which is probably one of the best Lord choices, maybe the best, for the Lizardmen. And a Scarvet on another T-Rex. They've got bigger arms than T-Rexes do, but they do look quite a bit like... I guess they're more like maybe an Allosaurus, or maybe like a Carnosaurus. Could you imagine if a Carnosaur was like a Carnosaurus? We got Temple Guard, only one of those units. Saurus Warriors with shields. Feral Stegodons, 2 of them, I believe. Maybe, wait, no, 2? 1, and then a Feral Bastillodon. So 700 gold, armor piercing, causes terror. Pretty good against Chaos. Pretty tough to bring down. Saurus Warriors with shields, and then a Skink Priest with Lore of Heavens, and Windblast, and Harmonic Convergence. So what do I have? Rocking with Chaos Marauders with great weapons, which I think are a pretty cost-effective choice against the Saurus. Is there any unit that has positively surprised you so far? Something that sucked in game 1 is now suddenly viable. It's a good question. I think Hammerers have gotten some of the biggest buffs of any unit in the game. Massive buffs in terms of their melee stats, and they got 100 gold less, both in their Regiment of Renown and in their normal unit. So I think they're probably pretty close to up there. I've made them do pretty well in a couple battles so far. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't played with every faction yet. Forsaken on my front lines, chosen with halberds to deal with some of these big, scary dinosaurs. And then Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and Kolek Suneater. With that kind of goon squad action going on right now. Armor piercing, bonus first large, pretty smart to bring against Lizardmen if you want to have that Lord duel. If I want to beat 2 Carnosaurs, I need it. And then we have a Chaos Sorcerer with Death. Up top on a Manticore. And I'm going to use a Fate of Buna. Instantly, right at the start of the match on his Temple Guard to get them down. Now, this is a very, very high HP unit. I'm not 100% sure Fate of Buna would be worth it. But honestly, they're so tanky that doing as much damage as I can to them is probably pretty smart, right? So, yeah, it's already done more than 2,000 damage to them. Oh my god, Fate of Buna is so ridiculously good. Man, that's crazy. So, yeah, that might be worth it. Maybe. It's a lot of Winds of Magic, though. So, it's a tough call. Maybe not worth. Anyway, Skink Priest moving up. My Chaos Warriors or Chaos Marauders with great weapons will get their downhill charge pretty soon here. Hopefully. Actually, I'm going to brace for the Stegodon, or the Bastillodon, but that didn't help too much. And now, it's going to be Goon Squad action, boys. Chosen Halberds getting into melee. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth popping stand your ground. And Kroq-Gar and Kolek fighting it out. And what we're going to do here, the thing that makes this matchup so interesting, is basically you weave in and out with your Lords and with your Goon Squad and try to do as much damage to them while mitigating the damage to you. So all these units, the Carnosaur and Kolek and the Shaggoth, have a lot of mobility. So what you can do is get your attack off, pull out, and hopefully pull out before they're able to do any damage to you whatsoever and retaliate. Lots of pulling out, lots of Slaanesh. So we're trying to get some damage in on the Scarvet and on Kroq-Gar. Done a bit of damage so far, but the Shaggoth is a little bit worse for the wear at the moment. So we'll charge in, try to get out of there pretty soon if the matchup's not going so well. And then when they get focused on something else, you you can charge in and start doing damage to them again. Now, Chaos Knights with Lances don't really want to be fighting Feral Stegodons. They do have some AP, but they're much better suited for getting charges on the Saurus Warriors. So we'll charge in, notice it, and then quickly try to pull out. Meanwhile, Forsaken out on this flank, murdering some Skink cohort, as you would expect. Absolutely demolishing them. So I imagine they'll drop pretty quick. And the Chaos Marauders actually trading okay versus Saurus Warriors. They won't win, but they also cost significantly less, so that's alright. Kolek is taking some damage, but so has the Scarvet, so has Krotgar, and I'll pull the Shaggoth out and then Fickle Charge it back into combat. And then, yeah, he does have Hand of the Gods, which could be a big factor in terms of this duel, because a point-blank shot from that do some serious damage. I have the Manticore looking overhead, might look to imbue some terror pretty soon here. He tried to get a Hand of the Gods off, and he did hit Kolek, so he took some big damage there. One of the biggest issues right now is in this Lord duel, I'd say a Shaggoth and Kolek together can beat Krotgar and a Scarvet in terms of an actual matchup if you micro it well, and also I'm backed up by stuff like the Chosen with Halberds, who are of course great versus big targets. The issue is he has 3 instances of Cold-Blooded. He's got the Scarvet with Cold-Blooded, he's got Krotgar with Cold-Blooded, and he's got the Skink Priest. Doing all that stuff in tandem means a lot of healing, and I don't have access to any healing whatsoever. So that makes this kind of hard. With the healing, he's able to pull out and get a lot of his health back, and that might make it hard for me to win. In terms of the Lord duel, but that doesn't mean I can't win the infantry fight. Kolek will get a rear charge here, cause some terror. Temple Guard got another Fated Bird, pretty close to dying. Charge in, attack Kolek, or attack Krotgar, pull out. He's also got the physical resistance. So I would say that in terms of the Lord matchup here, Lizardmen do have the advantage. Forsaken are breaking, and I actually made a big mistake here. One of my Forsaken got chased off after the Skink cohort, so they need to come back. Micro mistake for me there. They'll come back to the fight. Chaos Knights are doing work for me though. 64 kills, getting some really good charges into the Saurus Warriors with shields. That's going pretty well for me. Now, especially in this fight, if the Chaos Knights have a lot of HP, 4,500 HP left, so they're taking some of the damage from the Scarvets. Krotgar's getting beat up right now, and I'm actually doing okay in the Lord duel. Scarvet just got rampaged, now that it's down past that half HP threshold, and Kolek's beating up on him with Star Crusher. So very interesting duel here, but my Shaggoth is definitely worse for the wear, and just went down. Shaggoth is down. That's not good. But Kolek's okay, and his Scarvet is actually super low as well. 1,500 HP, maybe 3 or 4 attacks, and the Scarvet will go down if I'm not missing too much. And he has no control of it whatsoever, so he can't pull it out and use Cold-Blooded. So Kolek staring him down. Big smash from Star Crusher. 1,000 HP left on the Scarvet, and Kolek will definitely win that fight. In the center, though, things are going worse for me. Manticore trying to get some terror imbued on the main line. Forsaken coming in from behind, but the Chosen with Halberds are holding the line for now. Surrounded by the enemies, doing pretty good. Now let's see if we can bring down the Scarvet. He's attacking Kolek, I'm pulling him out, and then he should get, kind of like a magnet, get attacked into something else. He won't there, and he goes down. Scarvet dies, and the Carnosaur goes down. Kolek takes him down, so this fight is still in the balance. Let's take a look at what we have left. Chaos Warriors and Marauders coming back, Forsaken coming back, and Kolek still at half HP. It's a lot of HP to cut through. Feral Stegodon's an issue, though. That's probably the biggest problem on the field right now. You're welcome, Hans H. Yeah, I remember you won the contest. Thank you very much for participating in that contest there. And yeah, so this Feral Stegodon has almost full HP. That's the biggest issue right now. I can still win, but it's going to be very tough. I need to kill Krotgar and get this thing to rampage. So that's what I'm going for. Skink Priest is in melee. Might be a good target to kill. Make sure it can't use its Cold-Blooded. Star Crusher and the gigantic ancient Dragon Ogre Shaggoth faces down his enemy, but a big Hand of the Gods takes 1,000 HP off him, and balance board definitely starting to shift in Ninjahund's favor. Forsaken, or an okay choice versus Saurus. I think that's probably a pretty even trade. They're really good versus Skinks, though. Probably the best unit on Chaos roster against Skinks. They'll just rip them up with their high weapon strength and charge bonus. Manticore coming in, Krotgar and Grimlock stomping through the line, but the Feral Stegodon is too much. It's taken down by Chaos Knights. Big lightning coming down, and Kolek will charge in. We've got a minute left. Can I bring down Lizardmen? Can I bring down Krotgar? I don't think so. Surrounded by the Feral Stegodons, Sun Eater will be taken out. And we tried our best, but our best wasn't good enough. So an interesting battle there. I think that in terms of the Lord dual, Lizardmen definitely have the advantage. If for no other reason that they have Cold-Blooded. And I don't have my Regiments of Renown. And remember that in that Norska update, Chaos got some really good ones. Daemon Spew, the Forsaken with Poison would have been amazing here. Bringing in some of those Swords of Chaos could have probably helped a lot. Giving me some of that physical resistance with the Guardian ability would have helped. But it was very close. I mean, look at how close Krotnar was to dying. Like, only 2,600 HP. Ninjahund microed it very well, getting his Scarvet and his Lord in and out of combat, but I think I did a decent job there as well. Chaos Knights could have been microed better. Forsaken definitely could have been microed better because they chased Skinks off to the other side of the map for a little bit. Could have maybe gotten a rear charge off. But overall, I did not feel too bad about that game. I thought that was a pretty close, pretty interesting one. And could have gone either way with maybe a few changes here or there. I think my build was solid. I think the Poison Warhounds were smart, especially if he had brought Chameleon Skinks or something. Would have been great to chase them down, but even against like Cold One Riders, to just limit their mobility, maybe block their charge, let Chaos Knights come in, get a big charge off on them, would have been alright for me. Collect not a ton of kills, same with the Dragon over Shaggoth, but again, they weren't fighting the main line very much. They were fighting in that duel, which was the be-all and end-all of that match, excuse me. So yeah, pretty interesting one. And I think the Chaos Sorcerer with Death was a good idea as well. I could eliminate the Temple Guard that didn't do that much. Chosen 54 kills, not amazing. Well, yeah, pretty interesting battle. What do I think of Ironbreakers? I have not tried them since the since Mortal Empires I got access to it. I don't know how much changes they've gotten. They have more HP, but everything has more HP. I'd have to look at the patch notes to know. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of Ironbreakers. I think that they're just too expensive for the Dawi line, and you need more support if you want the Dwarfs to do well. But in some matchups, it can be pretty good. So, well, yeah, Kolak died, which makes me sad. But he tried his best. His best wasn't good enough. And I think we can call it there. Let me check Turin one more time. No, he's not around. Yeah, I think I need to go get some food. I haven't even eaten lunch today. Because I was up all night making that Tactless campaign video. So, yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoy Mortal Empires. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Let me know what you guys want to see in terms of campaign content going forward. I don't think I'll be starting a campaign on Mortal Empires just yet. I've got my hands full with Tactless. But I will, when a new Lord comes out, or any kind of content that I really think will be interesting from the campaign perspective, I'll definitely do that. And then I might do some more action in terms of one-off campaign videos, like the Archaon Invasion of Ulthuan. There's a lot of interesting stuff I could pull off there. That would be pretty fun, I think. Steel Faith content probably coming pretty soon as well, once Mortal Empires updates, and Blood Pack tomorrow. You can pretty much guarantee there will be a video for that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night, everybody. This video should be up, I don't know, a couple hours maybe, hopefully after the stream is done. I'll talk to you all later. Indie Pride, signing out for now. Have a good night, guys.